How do you think he fares up against that?
I think he plays a very survivable hero pool. He doesn't really play those hardcore carries like TB and stuff, and I don't expect him to get punished too much. I'm expecting him to get to play kind of strong laners. They love the SF, they love the Necro. They can even run a sniper safe lane. They will survive that lane is my expectation today.
Well, we are moments away from getting the draft on our screens. We got Nigma Galaxy on the Radiant side, BB team on the Dire side, and it is BB that has overall first pick. We already have the IO and the Necro banned out, the Keeper of the Light that was
They can't hear me, can they?
Yeah, we can. Yes, we can.
No, I meant like the players.
Oh, no, the players
banned my Sumail heroes, or no?
I thought you meant us, my bad. But yes, we can hear you. The players cannot, but you'll be on the same wavelengths with them.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they had some prep time. Obviously, Nigma had more prep time. 6 days is a lot of time. You could get into your own head. Hopefully, what happened to Falcons doesn't happen.
Nigma or BB.
Oh, they take the Bane here. Wow.
Nigma, Necro 40 by Bangabi. I only Necro Bangalabi, so they are Nigma.
Just able to set up plays on the side lanes.
I mean, like
happen, and it does feel like the team that can make the first couple of smokes happen tends to
Nigma board. Nigma 9 out there, so
they're maybe the best Bane team in the world.
9 out there. Hello, Necro 4 to Baru Yara, IO, GHIO Yara,
what you gotta for is this Bane maybe transitioning into post 4 and you could run into other lane counters.
Lycan first page.
Gyrocopters to answer the Lycan. We have seen Enchantresses, maybe even a Chen could come out. We'll see how they'll try to punish this.
Oh, you're going to be
phase 2 or 3 of the meta where earlier on in the tournament we were seeing Lycans and Beastmasters more later on in the draft as late draft counters to the ranged carries because summons are generally very good against all of them except for Gyro specifically. But now all of a sudden Lycans apparently good enough to just I do think these summons
Lycan first pick and then Law, potentially
giving these heroes a good start, like the map just evaporates very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we actually in Team Bald when we played the TI qualifiers, we loved playing Lycan, but we never really. Don't really have enough bans. But Hoodwink, that's a strong post 4 that they kind of steal out from BB as well. They're not really expecting them to switch it to post 4 then maybe as well.
These bans, at least for the group stage games that I got to see, it makes sense for Nigma Galaxy specifically, but Necro, Sniper, like, these are just not heroes that we saw hardly at all on the other groups. And I really like these type of group formats because you get basically 4 mini metas. And Lina started in one of the groups, and I think it was Yandex that ran it first, and suddenly she's a signature hero in the meta right now, and we're seeing her again. You mentioned the flex potential of it, but I think I would not want to play Lina carry into Lycan off lane. Would you agree, Gordon?
Yeah,
do you have a
I even think it's pretty good against Lina mid as well. You can use a lot of the best Lycans to use this wolf to scout. You could set up a lot of kills on her. I actually think it's one of the best punishing heroes into a hero like Lina.
I have a question because I heard someone say that save is a very good Lina position 4. We haven't seen it as a pos 4.
Yeah, he used to be
a big out
that was considered one of the biggest bullies to post for Lina, but
Yeah, they just
Marana Lavi, Moonlight Shadow, like a kayak count.
Like a good option.
That's a cool way hard.
But this Marana, she gives you an easy combination.
Hello, Gino. A leg up. A young white Marana, Pain, Lina, bet the call on 10 line, like a kind of yard.
Simplify that idea.
So we saw Nigma Galaxy whip out Ancient Apparition against Necrophos. Like, they're not afraid to just hard counter a hero conceptually. We saw Vici Gaming pick position 4. In this case, it might have to be position 5 Zeus to deal with Marana. I unironically think it might be good here just because the Zeus ulti buff that makes it so it does damage to invis units on top of revealing them. Yeah, I'm just wondering if we're considering this.
It's not a bad suggestion. I feel like so far all these 3 heroes kind of get countered by the same archetype. The Lycan kind of eats all these 3 heroes alive, and Zeus is also something people used to pick against the ranged carries before as a bit of a counter, like Drow Ranger, seeing her with Nimbus, getting vision, closing the gap. I think these teams have a lot of problems. They have a lot of problems with that on BB now. They're gonna have to solve that in the draft.
Yeah, the next pick will go the way of Nigma Galaxy, taking their time at this point to think about
Don't
what
I know
they
see
want.
you, Ming La
As
Ba.
they have to pick 2 heroes for themselves, so most likely gonna be
This is what
something that can deal with the Lina and
That's
maybe even
bit
follow the
machine,
Lina about.
Oh, that's
But I
machine,
guess
wait.
Lina, if she doesn't want to go safe
machine,
lane against the Lycan, right?
Hey, she doesn't love it.
လုံးမဲ့လုံး
but she
like နဲ့
probably
aspin နဲ့အဲ့လိုပြေးလုံးရင်တော့မ
Lina
စိုးဘူး
Bane
နော်
can be a nasty
အလုံးကြီးပဲ
combo
တစ်
with
လိုင်း
sleep
ဆိုလို့
into
ရှိရင်
stun.
ဖိုင်နယ်နေလည်းပါတယ်ကွာသိရမလား
I'm curious what GH is going to pick up here. A lot of his heroes get banned very early, so
Hello,
could
white.
go for a healing angle.
ဘိုင်ပါတဲ့
Viper's
အိုး
still in the pool.
အစိမ်းအောင်နေကြီးပဲ
Viper's not.
အစိမ်းအောင်နေကြီးပဲဟောကန်ဆာအစိမ်းအောင်နေကြီးပဲ
Maybe they're saying that we want you.
ဒီခရိုမရရဲ့ဘိုင်ပါပစ်တယ်ကွာ
We
တဲ့
saw that
တော့
earlier
ဂေး
in
ပဲ
the tournament. I think they tried to pick Lina to counter the Viper mid, because it used to be many years ago, but then the Viper just ended up dominating the lane anyway. So I'm,
Interesting.
yeah, we'll see. It's a bit of a finicky matchup. Can go both ways, but I feel like it's Viper favored right now.
You were talking about how Nigma favor healing heroes, and one of the special heroes they've been running is Dazzle.
Yeah.
Do you think that could fit into this draft with the Viper? They go for the Undying instead.
Undying. I like
အမ်
Undying
တိုင်း
a
ရ
little
မယ်
bit
ဟဲ့
better. It's also a
အေး
bit of a
ထိုးတက်
healing
မှာ
hero.
ထိုးတက်အေးဟိုကောင်လေး
Split
split ပြီ
Naga. Oh my
Naga
god.
နဲ့
That's
split
dirty.
ပြီ
That's really dirty.
Why is it dirty?
It's because it's honestly the biggest lane counter to Lycan, and they accidentally fell into the trap of picking 3 heroes that also don't deal with illusions. So now Nigma are stuck with 1 hero to deal with Naga illusions in this game, and they fell into a trap. Honestly, I think they were ready for this Viper. I think they planned for this.
We've seen a couple of Naga games this tournament.
Naga
that
ကြီးက
look
ကောင်းသွား
like
ပြီ
a great pick, and it just
Naga ကြီးက
doesn't
စောင့်
go
ရမ်းကောင်း
the
သွား
way
ပြီ
that it should. I mean, on paper, Naga is great here.
တိုင်
but
ထောင်တိုင်း
great
အိပ်ပြီး
with
တိုင်
the
ချိုးမယ်
song to disengage
သိရ
from
မ
the
လား
tombstone,
လိုက်ကန်ကိုချုပ်
and
ထား
also
လို့ရတယ်
disengage from the shapeshift too.
ပြီးရင် Viper တို့ဘာတို့က
Outside of the
illusion
big
hero
wing versus
တွေကို
Lycan,
တိတ်
but
နိုင်တဲ့ထဲမှာ
what's
မ
been
ပါ
going on
ဘူး
with the Nagas we've watched?
Okay, so I know we all have our biases. Every single Dota player has these heroes that they have like a love-hate relationship with. Naga is one of my favorite carries to play, and before this tournament, I picked Naga in like a perfect game, and I just felt useless. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna learn something watching the
ဒီကမှာ
Naga
ထိုးတက်
Sirens
ဖို့
that
ပဲ
we've
ပစ်
seen
ထား
two
ဆို
of
တော့ဒီ
them
ကောင်
thus
ထိုးမ
far.
တက်နိုင်
And
ရှုံး
they
ပြီ
were in
ထိုး
picture
တက်နိုင်
perfect
ဖို့က
games.
လည်း
One
နာ
of
က
which was against the Lycan for a Nightfall.
Naga
and
ကြီး
he
နဲ့
had
ကြ
a
တော့
good laning phase. Like Gork said, it is an absolutely hard lane counter.
မန်တာ
to
စတိုင်
Lycan.
ဖလိုင်းလောက်
But
ရ
then
အောင်
the Naga just
တိုင်ပေါက်သွားပြီ
didn't carry the game. It just feels like the hero. It's like a Terrorblade.
Where
That's
are
melee.
what? Huh?
Like, that's what it feels like later
There
on.
was
in the game.
sadly a big difference between this and that game. I mean, I'm sad for Nigma. Listen, I'm a little biased here, maybe.
Of course.
The sad part is that lane Naga had to deal with both Ember and Lifestealer, which makes a huge difference, right? Usually against heroes like this, you want 2 counters to be able to deal with them. So because one can kind of be shut down with a grip or sleep or control, so she gets free reign. So in this game, I really don't know what their pick is going to be to deal with Naga alone. That can't be handled by Bane. That's what I'm a little bit worried about.
And they take out the Alchemist, which would have been one of the potential solutions.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alchemist is great against Naga because he buys the Radiance, he usually outpaces her, and then allows his team to like group up around him because Naga does
ကယ်ရီ
want
ထဲ
to
မှာ
switch you
နာ
up.
ဂကိုရှင်ရိုက်မဲ့ကယ်ရီ
If
မရှိသလောက်ဖြစ်သွား
Nigma
တယ်
Galaxy is ever allowed to walk down a lane between like 15 to 25 minutes, Naga isn't great at dealing with 5-man, and they, like Gork said, the other 3 heroes are very susceptible to getting ran at. So I agree entirely that this is much more of a free Naga.
အိုင်
game
နီ
than
ရော
the
အာ
other
ခိ
one
မေ
we
ရော
watched,
မရှိတော့
but at the
ပုံ
same
ပြီ
time,
စုလေးဘာလုပ်ပြမလဲချက်လိုက်ကန်ကယ်ရီတော့မဟုတ်တော့ပါဘူးနော် I can carry through it. Put it at GG call it.
Big mistake from losing at any point, but I do think BB team is capable of.
တော့
running
လိုက်ကန်
that
ကယ်ရီ
first
လုံးချင်
execution where they
အန်
just
တိုင်း
walk
off
down
lane
and
လုပ်
do
ပြီးတော့
that.
လိုက်ကန်ကယ်ရီတော့လုံးလို့ရအဲ့ဒီညာအာလီထိုးတက်သွား
I think BB team
I mean-
must be the team that's very
Don't
scary
go
to this
for me,
because their laning is so strong.
အဲ့ဒါ
They
ကြ
might
တော့
be
ဘ
able
င်း
to
အောင်
get
ဖောင်
away
ဖြတ်
with
အကွက်
it,
ဖြစ်
but
သွား
yeah,
တယ်မ
often
ထူးသက်ခင်းတာ
more
ဖြစ်
often
သွား
than not, like split pushing hasn't been
ခု
working
ချိန်
out
မှာ
as
ကယ်ရီ
well
က
in this tournament, and
ပြန်ပြီး
yeah,
လေဂိမ်း
Nigma
ဆွဲရ
managed to
ဖို့
get
ဆို
an
ရင်
early
ဘာ
lead
ရှိ
and
မ
push
စပတ်တာ
this Naga could not matter potentially.
လုံးကို
Well, you're both carry players. Is Sven pickable against Spain? Because right now, Nigma have to tick some boxes, right? They need a way to clear illusions, but they also need a hero that can blink stun for them. That's why the Tiny and the
အဲ့ဆိုရင်
Alchemist both
duration က
have
over ဘတ်မ
because
လားမ
Viper
သိ
isn't going to
အာ
be
လီ
the
ဘိုင်း
hero
နေကမှာ
starting
ဒါ
in these team fights
ဘ
where
ဘုံ
you
က
just
ခမ်းမ
kind of
ပြန်
stand
ဖြစ်
there
အဲ
like
ဒါ
a
မျိုး
magnet. Like,
Axe
can you play
အိုး
Sven,
အိုး
or is it too bad of a hero?
The
ပေါင်
only
တာတွေ
thing
မိ
I
ကုန်
can
ပြီ
think of is the
အဲ့
same
လိုက်ကန်
like
ကိုအစော
Viper.
ကြီးပစ်ထားရင်တော့အဲ့လိုပဲ
I was kind of thinking this too. I didn't want to say it though. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna-
that's the-
ဒါပေမဲ့
it's-
X
it's a
က
very bad answer
လိုက်ကန်
to the
ကောင်တာ
hero.
အရန်တော့မ
I like
ဖြစ်နေ
Necro
ဘူး
is in a similar idea. The problem with
အန်
Sven
အန်
is
တာ
it's
လောက်တော့
just
ဘာလို့
honestly
လောက်တော့
just
မ
pretty
ဆိုး
shit
သေးဘူး
hero.
ပေါ့နော်တိုက်ဟန်တာ
Either
လို့
you
အန်တာ
don't
လို့
like this
တော့
hero
မဆိုး
or
သေး
you
ဘူးဆိုပေမဲ့လည်း
don't
ဘာ
do
ပြော
anything. And I think the Lesh could fit pretty well for them here. Could solve their issues. We'll see what they want to run though.
I wouldn't mind a Monkey King either, like just something
Monkey
that
King
makes it hard for the Naga Siren to walk into you and also has some
Monkey
AoE.
King
It wouldn't be a
Maloy.
hard counter to Naga, and you might have lane issues, but
Yeah, you're laning with an Undying, so preferably you pick a ranged hero here. You don't have to, but it would be nice.
yeah, it's weird, right? Because
Ronya.
most of the range heroes don't really deal with Axe Naga very well.
Ronya.
So I think you got to kind of pick your poison. I think both
သူမေး
rounds,
လောက်ပြလိုက်တော့
you can't choose a hero that synergizes.
အဲ့တော့ drawing ကြအပြာကြောင်းနဲ့ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်နာက illusion တွေကိုဖြန်းလို့ရအို
They go for
း
the carry Viper.
I was not
ကိုထင်းနေဒီကောင်တွေဘရင်အောင်ဖောင်ဖြတ်ပြီးဘရင်အောင်ဖောင်ဖြတ်ပြီးအဲ့မဟုတ်ဘူးရဆူမေး
is a carry
Invoker carry.
What are they doing?
That's the hero they wanted, wow.
what the fuck ရောဒီနေ့ကြည့်ရတာတွေကလုံးဝ mind blown နေနော် ဟုတ်ပါ
I don't
What's
know.
your experience with
Yeah, what the fuck လို့ဒီနေ့
Usually it feels
ဖဲ
like
ကွန်က
some
လည်း
weird stuff going on. but,
offlane ဝင်ရင်ကြာ
you know,
ADF ကင်သွားတယ်ကွာ
obviously
လုံးဝ
Sumail is a very, very
ဒီကောင်တွေမ
experienced
သုံးထားတဲ့ဟာ
player, and I
အခုလည်း
feel like
Nigma
with an Undying
carry
support, he's gonna be able to play his game from the safe lane the
ဒါ
same
မှမ
way.
ဟုတ်
I don't know if it's enough to deal with Naga. It's a
လုံး
good
လုံး
answer
က
with tons of
carry lane မှာ
spells.
သွားဆော့မလား
His
မသိ
lane
ဘူး
shouldn't be too hard.
Invoker
I think
mid
they can
သွားပြီး
get
တော့
away with it, but
Invoker
I'm
mid
worried
သွား
for
ပြီးတော့
Nigma's draft, to be perfectly honest.
Lorenov က
Does it take a long time
carry lane မှာ
for
လာပြီး
an
ဆော့ရ
Invoker
င်
carry to come online? Like how
And I
much of
invite
a-
Vale.
of a leeway
Ah.
do they get?
I'll be
Blue
quite frankly
layer,
sure.
ha.
I have
ဒါပေမဲ့
absolutely
ကို
zero
Invoker ကိုတော့
concept
ကြိုက်
of
တယ်
carries
ဟုတ်
time.
Invoker timing ဆောက်ရင်အဲ့ Invoker တကယ်ကြမ်းရင်တကယ်ကင်တက်ပြီးတကယ်ကြမ်းရင်နာကလှုပ်လို့မရဘူးအဲ့ဒါတော့
Any
သိတယ်
potential they lane swap?
အဲ့ဒါတော့သိကြတယ်
Is there any potential that Lorenov is playing the Viper and Sumail's playing the Invoker mid?
I mean, it
That
could
would
be
make
Ash.
more
Yeah.
sense.
I think
နာ
it
က
would
လှုပ်
make
လို့မ
more
ရ
sense.
နေပါ
It would. I feel like Viper's
သူကနာကကိုလှုပ်လို့မရအောင်
one
လှု
of
ပ်တယ်
the
ပဲ
best
တောင်း
matchups on
finishing
lane.
တော့လိုတယ် Invoker finishing လုပ်လို့မရဘူး
Into
လှုပ်လို့မရအောင်ပဲလှုပ်လို့ရတာ
So
ကွာ
far, we haven't seen
finish
that
ဖို့
swap
အတွက်က
yet,
တ
right?
ကောင်လိုတယ်
Between
အဲ့ဒါ
the
ကြီးက
players.
Lycan ဖြစ်နေတယ် Lycan Viper finisher မဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့လောက်
But you know, anything is possible as we've seen with some of the series.
နာက
When I
ကို
see this Invoker carry, I just think about BB very early building on
ခက်တော့ခက်
like,
တယ်
the
ကွာ
Bane plus
အမို့ဒီကောင်တွေညံရမ်းကောင်းပြီးတော့
If he's played from the carry, I feel
ညံရမ်းကောင်းပြီးတော့
falls victim to
Invoker
that
ကို
very
Radiant
easily.
ရှိပါကနဲ့ဆော့သွားမယ်ဆိုရင်တော့
Honestly, now that
Naga
we've
will finish
blocked
လို့ရ
it
တော့
out
တယ်
as much as we can in this short time, I hope it's a Viper
ဟုတ်တော့
carry,
public မှာတစ်ခေါက်
and I
မြင်
think
ဘူးတယ်
otherwise it's going to feel very awkward.
Invoker Radiant
Cool
ရှိပါက
draft, though. I like what both teams are
Radiant ရှိပါက
Very unique,
Ordering
very
call
unique. 6 days of cooking involved in this.
Claypana ဘာညာပေါ့နော်
And very different from our
ဒီဘက်
previous
ဘာမှ
series
မ
that
သိတော့
we've
ဘူးမ
seen
င်းတို့လောက်
as
တာ
well. Thank you so much, Gork, for joining us on
ဒီ
the
ကောင်တွေ
draft.
ကွာ
I know
ဘာ
you're
တွေပြ
still
ပြ
here
နေ
for
လဲမ
the
သိ
rest
ဘူး
of the series. People can check you out
Over
on the
ပဲ
Red
ပြ
Bull
တော့မ
stream
လို့
that
လို့
you're running at the same time from the venue with the coolest view. For sure, we are heading over to our commentary duo with Nigma Galaxy and BB on stage.
Thank you, Sheever. That's right. BB Team versus Nigma Galaxy. A matchup that, well, you would initially look at it and be like, of course, BB Team. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. They got first in their group. They've been very consistent. Well, they're actually the ones who had to battle through the survival
Viper
stage.
mid ပဲကွာ Viper mid ပဲ
But Galaxy
Invoker
who have been
carry
waiting to play these
Radiant-
matches for quite some time. But Avery, that wait
Radiant first side တော့မရ
really
ဘူးသူ့အနေနဲ့
tests
န
the
ည်းနည်း
team
ရွှေချောင်လေးထည့်ရအောင် travel တို့ပါတော့ရင်ထည့် travel A2 star မို့သိရမလား
after you take a pause. I feel like you
cool
get
ball.
out of the meta of the tournament. Other people are advancing, they're
Pima.
figuring out more counters, feeling what works, and you're just kind of sitting there watching. So you really have to do your due diligence, make sure the homework is completed on time, and then you show up to class. Because otherwise you get schooled.
Well, we're certainly going to be seeing some off-meta stuff here for sure, as Sumail is still going to be rocking the safe lane here on a carry Invoker. They didn't go for the lane swap, which
duration
I
ဘာ
honestly
ဖြစ်လောက်
was
လဲ
all in for.
duration ဘာဖြစ်လောက်
Maybe
လဲ
Lorenov is uncomfortable playing carry from that position, but I don't know. I feel like
Over.
matchup-wise, it's got to be pretty good. Viper versus Axe is a dream.
We get the leap out of save here. I kind
Oh,
of
me,
agree,
why?
but I don't want to see them do that at the same time.
That's right โอ้ဟုတ်တယ်ရောက်ရေး Nigma oh my god what a play
Sugagate after Katomi.
Nice little pickup. Does cause double blood grenade sunstrike, but well worth it here.
Katomi was actually, he turned around on the other side. Omar might die.
အဲ့ Omar ကဒီကောင်ကပြန်
Katomi
ချော
with the
ပြီ
brain zap. Obviously, that's not a 1v1 that Omar actually wins. And if he had a carry that was willing to come over, they might have gotten that kill. But no such luck.
Oh, good equilibrium for the Lycan top. Will be good equilibrium for the Axe bottom as well. Both these offlaners happy with where these waves are going to meet. Big question will be how well Lorenov can do mid against this Lina. I think Lina fares a lot better than most heroes against the Viper, but I do think it is Viper favored. If you can end up in a position where you get to high HP, and you can zone him off a wave or two and gain that level advantage, it can become problematic for Lina even with the super long attack range. Really comes down to execution between like that level 2 and 3. And GPK, he is a master of this hero. I really like how he played it.
ထိန်တိုင်နာကတော့ပြန်ပြီးတော့ fan နိုင်မှာ
Yep.
Took the physical talents, that's what I like to see. I think this hero scales like a truck. You should be really confident in almost any late game you have it here.
But does he need to do the scaling here? Carry Naga Siren has not been particularly successful. It is supposedly a harder carry in the game, but we haven't really seen it come to fruition.
This is a very good Naga. I almost feel like this draft is split between two ideas. You have the drafts without the Naga, and then you have Naga Siren in here.
Sure.
And how much it's going to change the game, because if I take Naga against the first 4 picks Nigma had, I'm going to bet on the Naga every single time. And they only had 1 core to address it. Invoker does kind of address it in the late game, but he's not that good at pushing the illusions off of the map at all. So it's a double-edged sword in that regard. This to me seems like you want to just hit an all-in timing around the 30-minute mark where they just take over the map with Forge Spirit, Wolves, Sunstrike pressure. Any bushwhack that lands is just a kill. GH, he's going to go back to base and return with full HP here. And just kind of ignore the Naga in the sense of like, we're going to debilitate your other 4 heroes in the map so much that it doesn't matter what your carries are going to lose. And I can see them hit a sick mid-game timing with this lineup.
Fred over လောက်လား Fred က
Oh, you deny the Force Spirit, the Battle Hunger, that's pretty nice.
That is nice, but all around, the lane is not going very well. It's part of the reason why GH almost needed to die there, because Sumail and GH are suffering in this lane. The constant
ဒီ
harassment.
ဘက်လေကင်းသွားမယ်ဆိုတော့ Fred လည်း over ပဲထင်တာပဲသူတက်ကိုတက်အဲ့လိုမျိုးအနေထားရတော့ဖြစ်မယ်ထင်
Combine that with Battle Hunger, which I've always felt is like a very
လေကင်းသွားလောက်တယ်ဒီပွဲ
by position on dying.
It's good.
Sets your 4
ဒီဘက်က
position up to actually
ဘက်ဘုံကနာဂပစ်ကအရန်ကောင်းသွား
So
နာဂပစ်ကအရန်ကောင်းသွားပြီးတော့
that is going well.
ထိန်တိုင်အဲ့နာဂကြီးက
currently being won
ဟိုလောက်ကြာရင်
back to their
19မိနစ်20လောက်ကြာရင်စောင်းအကျန်းမှာအဲ့ချိန်မှာ
going for the all in on GPK right now. Who's going to win it?
Ooh.
He is Lord off. He is going to win it, man. He knows the Viper. He knows the limits of this hero, and he played it perfectly.
It didn't miss uphill, and that always helps. I think GPK was wagering a little on that. Had a blood grenade as well. They never got to use in this
သူပါလေကင်းကြာရင်စူမဲဘယ်လောက်လုံးနိုင်မလဲပုံမှာမူတည်သွားပြီနော်သိရမလား Defining Blast AOE ဘာညာ Ice One နှစ်ခေါက် Radiant နေပုတ်မယ်ဘာညာ
Is it another one of those lineups where we see them? Oh, we're going to see a
အဲ့မဲ့စူပါလေကင်းမရောက်ဘဲနဲ့အဲ့လိုမိနစ်30ပတ်ချလဲမှာဆိုရင်တော့နာဂါကိုဒီကောင်နေရှင်လို့မရ
It's actually pretty close there.
နာဂါကြီးရဲ့အဲ့ချိန်မှာအကုန်လုံး
Viper who just wins this lane.
ကြိတ်မှာ
Like it's-
အဲ့တစ်ပေါက်တော့ရှိတယ်ဗောနော်
Lina wins a lot of lanes. That
ပြင်
could be
လီနာလည်း
to
ရှိ
be
သေးတယ်
honest. The heroes just change too much. If you're willing to invest in early LSAs and hit a lot of stuns, you can sometimes swing it a lot harder. But honestly, you're just playing for farm.
Yeah, and what Lina wants to max out LSA anymore, right? They all want to max out Dragon Slave and just farm up neutral.
For sure. Don't think this mid lane is that important for VV though, to be honest. I think in a lot of their games they want GPK to snowball. In a game like this, you want the Naga to free farm for sure. You want him getting soul XP.
အင်ဝါကယ်ရီရဲ့92တော့
Go better if it can.
အင်ဝါကယ်အိုး Sunstrike ဟုတ်တယ်
Help Sumail get the kill on Miro, and he won't.
92
be run down
92
where
what?
Otherwise, he might have actually.
There's a lead.
I mean,
မသေးလောက်
thinking about it, maybe
မသေးလောက်
goes to leap, and he
အော်
got
သေး
it.
တယ်ဗော
Underneath the tower, there's no fairy fire, nothing left. Save will actually TP out. I thought
1W ပြုတ်သွားရတာပြုတ်သွားရလေ
just the tower.
1W က စောကြီးတွေက survivor တွေကပြုတ်သွားတာလေ
Nice
ဒါ
pickups
playoff
on this
day 2
Axe
တောင်
lane,
ရောက်နေ
putting some pressure into this Invoker.
survivor မှာ VG ကိုရှုံးပြီးတော့ပြုတ်
You're
သွား
the fastest farmer in the game, but
VG ကဒီနေ့လည်း Falcon 2စီးနဲ့အုပ်သွားတယ်လုံးဝ
to get there.
တော့ surprise တွေကြီးပဲ1 win ကိုလည်း2-1 နဲ့နိုင်သွားတယ်
Very nice, right?
Falcon
You
လည်း
can do
2
some
စီးနဲ့
serious
နိုင်သွား
damage in this game with the illusions because there's just not that much illusion clear.
အောက်ကြီးပေါက်
And
ချက်
he has
တွေ
great core matchups. This is one of the hardest counters to Lycan in the game. One of the best counters against the Viper in the game.
Game 2ပါကြိုက်တယ်ဟာ bro တော်လိုက်လားလို့ Game 1အဆပဲရှိသေးတယ် Game 2ပါကြိုက်လဲမေးတော့ဘယ်လိုပြောပြ
If you are Nigma Galaxy here, start
Không
trying to
tiêu
land some
gì.
extra sunstrikes on the map. This is a tough.
hero တွေလည်းမပစ်ကသေးဘူးလေ
Katomi.
ဟာ
He came in with the
Ay, vào
sleep, but
tao xa
Nino
á.
Omar was right
Ay,
there
vào
behind
tao xa
him,
short
picks
đi.
him up, and they get the kill on the Bane. Lornoff doesn't take too much harassment for
ကေ
it.
ပါလေးကောင်းတယ်နော်
And he is
ခု
gonna
နကောင်ဖြစ်
get,
နေပြီ
tangos
6မိနစ်
delivered and also
So-
given a tango.
It's a double bracer Viper you're trying to gank. If the arrow connected on the sleep, maybe you can all in that kill, but you didn't have Laguna. And that feels like a big missing component. Tombstone dropped here for 6-minute power rune.
It's an amp damage, which Lornoff, obviously Viper mid doesn't go bottle, so there's no saving this one. BB team are likely to
Game 1
just
duration
dodge
over
him.
ကြိုက်တယ် ဒီလိုရှင် over K over ကြိုက် winner တော့ winner တော့နှစ်ဖက်လုံးဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်
He was faring out salves constantly in this lane, right? Because that's part of the way Lina wins the matchup is Dragon Slave harassing you.
အဆူမင်းဘိုကအဲ့လို radiant တွေရှိပါကတ်တွေနဲ့ကျန်းသွားတဲ့အချိန်ရောက်ရင်ငါကကို control လို့ရသွားပြီ
the economy here, but he won the XP, and this can turn into an advantage if you can find a couple more kills on GPK here in the
ဒါပေမဲ့ Nigma နိုင်ဖို့က30ရာခိုင်နှုန်း25ရာခိုင်နှုန်း
This lineup
Nigma နိုင်ဖို့25ရာခိုင်နှုန်းလောက်တော့ပေး
like an undying bite.
BB က85ရာခိုင်နှုန်းလောက်တော့ရှိ
There's going to be some tier 1
Winner
across the map here. Another reason why BB winning lanes could
အန်တိုင်းတိုင်နေပါလေပြဿနာမရှိဘူးငါကအတူတွေနဲ့ပြေးချိုးလို့ရတယ်အိတ်ပြီးပြေးချိုးမယ်ကွာအန်တိုင်းတိုင်ကပုတ်သွားတယ်ဟီရိုတကောင်ပုတ်နေမှာဒီဘက်ကလိုက်ကန်ကလည်းအဲ့နာကချုပ်ထားရတယ်ဆိုရင်ဆောင်းတိုင်ပဲ
And Katomi is about to provide that setup. Sneaking around, getting a nice ward around that Lotus. And now goes for the pounce. It's a nightmare, pulls him back. They kill the Force Spirit as well, so no way to wake up Samael here. Guaranteed landing the arrow, the follow-up call. They drop the tombstone, but if anything, this is just going to be more bounty for BB team. They get 2 kills, and now trying to deal with the tombstone. Omar hoping to get the kill on the axe at least, but can't do enough damage and doesn't want to give up another kill, but it might be too late for that. With a leap coming in, a Starstorm, Omar gets low. Bushwhack up in a second.
Arrow မှာဟိုတေးရောဖေးရှင်မှာပေးလိုက်ရတော့
from Katomi. That is a massive turn for BB team.
He maxed arrow. So when you land these arrows, they hurt.
Yes, sir.
Not the conventional build, maybe not something Nigma Galaxy
အေရိုဆုံးတင်လာတာအေဘောဘိန်းမရာနာဆိုတော့လေအိပ်ပြီးအေရိုပြစ်တဲ့အကွက်နော် Arrow အဆုံးတင်တာ
But all your other stuns are amazing here, and Naga is one of the best. You always have that sleep arrow combination that is undodgeable. Something to think about as we go into these later fights.
Yeah, I think that's what was so cool about the way BB team played that, right? They made sure the other two just playing the lane killed the Forge Spirit as the Bane came in from behind.
A little extra gold on top too, if you can clear out some of the summons in this game.
Sure, they get the Forge Spirit, the Tombstone, it all.
Nigma ပြန်လာပြီလား Nigma အဲ့လိုပဲပြန်လာလိုက်ပြန်သွားလိုက်ပါပဲ
Looking for the sleep.
သွားလိုက်ပြန်လိုက်ပါ
It's not here this time around, so this is likely another free pick off.
Oh.
Nightmare does get taken off a bit early.
အဲ့ဆိုကြီးကအချော်ကြီး
Okay, not that time. Still have an earn charge on save here. Could invest a point in the Moonlight Shadow. As Kirtich getting forced out.
အဲ့လိုကြီးလိုက်ကြိုက်လို့ရလို့လားအာ
It's about the best you're gonna do if you're Devi. How do you play this lane? Is there anything that you change about playing Lycan when you're matched up against Naga-san?
Not really. I think you're just playing to do first pick Lycan things, which is go after the supports, go after the Lina, try and find these nice squishy targets and ignore the Naga in the process.
So he's not playing against Naga, he's playing against Lina.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
Gonna be the #1 hero he's hunting
For sure.
all game long.
If you have a choice of connection here, you're going to take that every single time. We see GBK, he does not go boots of travel here, he goes power treads.
power tread တယ် GBK က
That is
ဘာ
a big
တော့
sacrifice. That's signaling that they need to fight
Probably
earlier and defend
okay.
these towers and join fights, be a little tankier with this Lina rather than I'm going to invest in playing the map more. Of course, Naga helps pick up that slack too, so you don't need as much map movement, but this hero, it definitely feels worse without the boots of travel, so if you feel pressure to go this route, it does signify that BB are
အဲ့လို problem မပါတော့ like ရင်ဒီကောင်ဘယ်လိုပြေးမလို့ power tread ကြီးနဲ့ eBay ဖြစ်နေ
One lanes and still had stacks. Ooh, that's gonna feel real good for BB team. Look how many stacks they have. And apparently Nigma Galaxy have done nothing. And they're still losing out on lane.
ကြိုက်ပါကြိုက်ထားလိုက်ပြီ
A nightmare arrow into a feed.
ကြိုက်တကောင်အေး
Sure, you can throw some damage on GPK. And he might even die for it here. Take down from the Viper strike thanks to Samael hitting that Sunstrike. So they do get a turnaround here. But again, like BB team are making more moves with their support, setting up more kills while also stacking more at the same time. I mean, they're hitting it both ways.
Nice early game for them. Naga on top, it's kind of all you want here. As long as you're finding a couple cheeky kills, slowing this game down. The big moves are going to have to come.
Division အနာလောက်လား
Division
Division က
really speed this game up with some tower backs.
over တွက်ထားတာ
Once the hell of the overlords on the battlefield, it's a difficult creep for BB to deal with. They don't really have any casual spells to control it.
Nigma အစာပိုင်းတာပြီးတော့ BB ခမ်းပတ်မယ်ထင်တယ်အခုက BB ကအားလေးတာ
You need to be prepping for it. You need to defend these towers as long as possible.
Nigma တပိုင်းတကောင် blame မလုပ်ဖို့ပဲခွေးယူတာများ
He's ready to have a large impact in this game.
ဒီပွဲကလည်း brain လွတ်တဲ့ကောင်ကိုင်းတာအဲ့တော့နောက်ဘက်တွေကိုကြည့်အောင်တော့
One of these like
2 3 4က Nigma 3ကောင်ဒါကတော့ထိတ်ဆုံးပါပဲဒီကောင်ကတော့ဘယ်သူမှတော့မိမှာမဟုတ်ဘူးဖမ်းတာအတူတွေနဲ့စကွတ်ဖမ်းနေတာဆိုတော့
drive the victory here for Nigma
အခုပြောဆို
Galaxy.
18 မိနစ် 20 ပတ်ချတယ်မှာနာကကင်တွဲရတော့ခတ်နေတယ်
Siren and the supports. Your cores are all looking completely fine here.
ဘယ်တော့ဆိုင်ရတော့မယ်နာကကြီးကဆောင်ရမ်းဖတ်တယ်နော်
Come online. Can only defend so many spots here with these Naga illusions.
So we've had 2 different games here at EWC featuring the Naga Siren. It did not work for Aurora. It did not work for Team Spirits. We did have
ဘာလို့ပစ်ထားလဲ
I think Nightfall's build was
Invoca carry Invoca carry
rather than what I think is
ဘာလို့ပစ်ထားလဲဆိုတော့ Invoca carry ပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်လို့နော် Hyper mid.
Do you have a preference here? Is this what kind of game dictates a heart build early on?
Invoca carry တွေကခေတ်ဆက်ဆက်က
I feel you only go early hard
ဟို
if you're confident.
ပစ်မိရင်တိုင်ပတ်တယ်ဆိုတာတစ်ခုပဲရှိတယ် level မရလို့
Considerably.
level မရတာ
Kuna go out on
Pushwhack,
a
sharpshooter,
တစ်ခုပေါ့နော်
yeah, that is
ကျန်တာအကုန်စင်ပြေတယ်လေကင်းရောက်သွားရင် Invoca Invoca ပဲဘယ်မှာပဲဆော့ဆော့ Invoca
GPK.
ကျန်တဲ့ပုံစံ
Yeah, what did he Laguna
Hello.
play? Was that like a Helmet Dom creep from the Lycan scouting him out? The Acer and blowing off. Put some pressure on him, but the Moonlight Shadow.
Moonlight
will
Shadow,
allow the
that
Lena
looked
to
out.
disengage.
No, it's the fastest Viper is going to be this game, unless he gets wolf bitten later on.
That's true. That's a scary thought. Yeah, they do not have wolf bite heroes.
No.
That is for sure. But they will have a very good Helm of the Overlord timing device, the most farmed hero on Nigma Galaxy's side. But
Kai
maybe I
Kanavi.
just jinxed him. Because that is the Fiend script that will not be stopped. So, easy kill for Kiritich.
Yeah, he just walks up, grips him, no counterplay. It's big to take that Lycan off the map while he had ult available, while he's pushing towards that Helm of the Overlord. There will always be some tower pressure in return.
No doubt, no doubt.
That's what this Nigma lineup guarantees. Just keep
You
running
get a
these
full-step
buildings,
first side
bring the
then.
pressure
Yeah.
on BB to invest in some
Aqua
early
Leno
items
with
and then win those team fights. Arrow lands, decent damage. Zave's doing work in this game. He's really pulling a lot of creep waves off towers, arrowing a lot of forge creeps, killing some tombstones. Some of the simple Mirana utility could be nice in a game like this. Even Moonlight Shadow. Moonlight Shadow is a decent spell against summons lineups.
It
allows you to disengage.
တာဝါအပိုင်ရ
It can be really frustrating to play against.
Save.
ပြီးသွားပြီ
Even this kind of
One
stuff.
leap away, has no more leaps left.
တိုင်မှာထောင်တာရ
Damage amplification.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's very dead.
Ooh.
He's not getting out of here. And there goes that offlane tower. So if they can also take this mid tower, Nigma Galaxy can start funneling some more heroes into this triangle area.
သဘောနှကောင်စကားပြောမယ်
Some of this
သဘောနှကောင်
There's
က
also the 14-minute wisdom shrine.
လေကင်းကြရင်က BB ပို့တာရနော်ဘာလို့အဲ့ဘိန်းကအပြာကြောင်းနဲ့စောင်းရမ်းဆိုးတယ်
Mirror's
really
going to try
strong.
for it anyway. Naga Siren's going to go for it on the other side at the same time. Flesh Golem's still up, so Mirror's going to take a lot of damage off this one, but Samael
Oh,
seeing
sounds
some
right.
heroes TPing in, does not want to stick around. Mirror, oh, nice force stab from GPK.
Force
but the
stab,
Storm
I'm gonna zombie guy to show
do
up.
their work. They get that kill. Devi secures his own Wisdom Shrine, so the Wisdom Shrines are split, but costing the Axe his life. It's got to feel good for Nigma Galaxy, and yet, as I say that, I just
And
noticed
that's
the
fine,
network
Salim
went
in
from 3K to 4K.
ဒါထဲမှာ
So
ထောင်
even
က
with
ရှိ
the
သေးတယ်
losing,
ဟာတွေ
BB
ဟော
team
ဖတ်တယ်
still winning.
ဖတ်တယ်နောက်တော့9000နေရတယ်ကွာ
This Naga
အခင်းမကြီးကြနေ
Siren
တာ
is completely out of control. When I say completely out of control, that might be an understatement. He has 200 CS.
Yeah, what? How the hell
Like,
did he get this far
This
up?
is a godly efficiency performance. He's been farming back camps plus jungle plus the wave plus some summons plus that Lycan kill. Took the tower.
Killed some Helmadom creeps as well. Saw that a couple times.
I mean, he is giga farm. This is bad news for Nigma Galaxy if they can't speed this game up right now because his timings are out of control. So you really have to make this mid collapse work with the Lycan ulti with his
ဟာ
Helm of the
နောက်ထပ်ဝင်
Overlord.
တာကွာမရာနာကိုမတက်ဘူးနောက်ထပ်မှာဝက်ထောင်တယ်အကောင်ကြီးကြီးအမီးရှိရှိကိုလိုက်ရှာတာအဲနောက်ဆုံးမထူးပါဘူးဆိုပြီးမရာနာကြီးကိုပဲဝိုက်မလားမသိ
Really
ဘူး
gonna find any of them here. Maybe they get the supports at best. It's Kato.
Naomi.
And Save is already able to get the leap away. Sunstrike
Sunstrike.
lands. Samael gets
Oh,
the
they
extra bonus here, and the mid tower is.
နောက်တိုင်မရတော့
This
အဲ့တစ်ပေါက်တော့
pressure
ရှိရ
has
နော်
to keep up,
လိုက်ကန်
though. This almost feels like
ဝင်လာလို့ရှိရင်တော့ supporter တွေကနေတရားမရှိ
Like, do they have to close this out by like 25 minutes? Considering now the Naga Siren is up by so much, you're not really ever going to stop her. She's going to keep funneling.
That's what I'm saying.
Late game.
I think the ideal game for Nigma is it ends at that 30-minute mark. Like you just go high ground, drop a tombstone, the summons go in, you could throw Alacrity on the Viper, you have some long-range disable from this Invoker if the Lina steps up. You can make that high ground work. Annoying against the Naga is she can always song your tombstone and stuff like this, but you're going to have to hit a timing
Force
somewhere in
stab.
there.
chasing in.
မိသွားပြီကြိုက်ခံလိုက်ရပြီကဲလို့မရဘူးရေးက Oh အဲ့မသေးဘူးอ่ะသူမေးอ่ะ
does have a leap. He's going to chase after him. He is. Leaps after him. Drops swords and spots him. Sumail's too far out. Meanwhile, Delina is just going to get the easy kill on the Undying. Very important that Sumail.
Oh ဆန်းဆိုင်ထိသွားတယ်ထိသွားတယ်မသေးတာ
I think he hit Miro with Sunstrike maybe at the end of that too as he was running.
ဟုတ်တယ်ဆန်းဆိုင်ထိသွားတယ်ဟိုကောင်တွင်းနေလေးပဲ
On the high ground. Those are the kind of fights Nigma want to take, but with Naga showing up, no Lycan ult, little hard to make the long fight work. And now we're seeing the Naga already get involved just because he's so farmed. Kirtich has the confidence to join these early engagements.
Yeah, it doesn't even have the Orchid finished, and he's like playing to team fights. That's pretty cool that he
does have it finished now. This might be one of the fastest.
ကိုမြင်ကျင်တဲ့ item မြင်ရမလားလို့စောက် Invoker Radiant
Every time
Kivaga Radiant
on cooldown or Nigma Galaxy back up and
ဝင်အဲ့လိုစော့လောက်လာကြည့်ရစော့လောက်လာမဟုတ်ဒီဘက်စော့တင်တယ်
because they don't have to sit there and farm lanes. Like Naga can deal with the map. Another
The
good
setup
Sunstrike.
is in a way just as easy for Nigma Galaxy because of the Sunstrike. So any kind of bushwhack, sharpshooter, that combination of burst damage can get pretty easy kills on the supports for sure.
Yeah, supports are really scary in this game. You see the squirrel peek out, you're like, dear God, no, get me out of here. You see this Bane coming around a tree line, please don't sleep me. There's a lot of threat behind these little setups in this game, which is pretty cool. It forces you to play right on the edge of that threat, you know, to get the next wave board out without going too far. Getting stunned once.
Hero ကြီးပဲ3000ပါတယ်ဟမ် NI ရဲ့ like and Viper အေးမချုပ်ခံလိုက်ရပြီ
It's so casual.
Now it's not even a support setting.
အဲ့ရဆိုးတယ်ဒါကအိတ်ပြီးတော့ပဲ arrow ပြစ်မလားဟုတ်ပါဘူးဘိုင်းအိတ်ပြီးတော့ပဲ arrow ပြစ်မလားဒါကချုပ်ပြီးတော့ပဲ arrow ပြစ်မလားအေးစစ်စစ်ပဲ setup ကြီးတွေကတော့
But it's so much
ဒီ
easier
ဘက်က setup ကြီးကြတော့
BB team
ခုဝင်တစ်ကောင်တော့ပဲဖန်တီးလို့ရအဲ့
Naga could just
လည်းပြဿနာ
push
တက်
in all the lanes faster than Nigma Galaxy can keep up.
Generally, Naga prevails in this style of game. Unless you can find him and kill him a couple times.
Hey, Wabi.
Not the highest damage on the follow-up here, but it's enough. Just with the Naga himself, now you're going to kill the creep. Dude, I mean, what is this net worth chart? What is happening? He has almost 300 CS on top of all of the extra kills and gold from the creeps.
He's almost has 700 GPM. And he's going to go
it's a good Naga game.
And then go back for the Bloodthorn. All right, so, you know, the game state clearly favoring BB team. You're saying, you know, generally, Naga Siren's going to prevail in this kind of game. So how do you shake it up if you're Nigma Galaxy? Because whatever
arrow
well, he's going to die again.
Hey.
This time it's a call into an arrow.
They just can't get the lanes
အောက်မှာ GBK ကိုသွားလုံနေတာကွာစုမေးက1-1နေတေလောက်တွေကွာ
He's got to get this kill fast, otherwise Miro's going to run.
တေလောက်အိုးမသေးပါဘူး
Damage, but not quite enough. Now they got the call on him. Now
စုမေးသွား try နာ
for the big punish.
Money and bones. GPK walks away with both here. Those are those kills you need to get with the Invoker. With this last pick Invoker. GPK, he just went early, treads Hurricane Pike. It saves him. The extra HP. He's just playing tank Lina.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to go in, tank a bunch of spells, be obnoxious. I'm not the real carry in this game. My Naga is going to carry me.
GBK item ပေးကြအောင်နော်အသက်ရှင်သွားဟုတ်တယ်ပြောရမယ်ဆိုအဲ့ Hurricane ပိုက်ကြအောင်အသက်ရှင်သွားဥစ္စာကြီးတွန်းလိုက်တော့
You know, frontline obnoxious
နည်းဟိုဖြစ်သွား
than the traditional carry
Lina
here.
Yeah. I don't feel like they can't play with Sunstrikes anymore.
ဒီကမာဒီနေ့ပိုကောင်းလာသ
I
လား
feel like Sumail needs to join his team. Now that's hard to say because he's trying to deal with lanes and stuff like that, but it feels like Viper, Hoodwink, Undying, like it's only 3 heroes.
PI မှာလည်းလုံးပြပြီး
He's
သွားပြီ
able to, you know, set up
Top 8 top 8 မဟုတ် top 6
arrows constantly, or it's a call into an arrow. Like there's too much. You need this overwhelming power that another core can bring you.
It has to be Viper getting involved. It's just really hard when you don't have a mobility item. You have no mobility spell. You're very slow. And every time you make a move like this, the lanes go in. So you really have to find something if you're committing Lornoff into these plays, because then he just falls behind on farm. He's going to be the poorest core in the game. We all know what the poorest core Viper looks like. It's not fun to play.
Yeah.
诶
And there's a Moonlight Shadow, right? It's like these plays are just so hard to land because of what's happening around the map. Your best bet in this game is to force fights through objectives that BB feel pressured to contest. Either Tormentors, Roshans, Tier 2s, high ground, things like this, right?
Tormentor
into open areas.
ပရီတော့ပေးမှာမဟုတ်ဘူးကွာ BB ကလောင်းဒါပေမဲ့နာဂါကြီးကအပေါ်မှာ
on some target that BB are okay conceding.
Tormentor ပေးလိုက်ပြီလား
getting on the map. Right now Naga's just
Come on.
taking Tier 2.
တာဝါတယောက်တည်းယူ
You have to make
ဖတ်ပါရ
some
ဝိုင်း
quick
တော့
calls
နာဂါ
here if you're a Nigma
နော်
Galaxy.
မိနစ်20ပတ်ချတယ်
Work done.
တော့ဆရာကြီးပဲဒီ
Every
ချိန်က
time I look at him, he's like another 2K ahead of the next highest hero.
Sumail has been setting up this for quite some time, and they will finally pounce. But the problem is the Ancient stack already got taken, and all this attention is away from Kiritich, who's in the top lane, successfully taking a Tier 2 tower.
That's so
now,
big.
if you go for Roshan, go for Tormentor, now Kiritich, he might be threatening your base.
Right. At least you get the Lycan solo Tormentor.
Yep, that's
You get a nice shard off it too with the boomerang, but you're going to lose outpost control instantly.
သူမက BKB ရင်သွား
People
BKB
underrate
ပြီးရင်
how
တော့
much control this early outpost
Radiant
gives
ဖြစ်
you.
ဖြစ်ရှီဘာကဖြစ်ဖြစ်ရှီဘာကအရင်သွားအောင် Radiant ကတော့နည်းနည်း public နည်းနည်းဆန်သွား
The Bane dies.
ဒီဘာကပြီးမှ Radiant လေးပြန်သွားရင်မဆိုး
5 seconds he'll be on your side of the
BKB
map.
ကလည်း
For a lot.
how fast
နာဂချုပ်မှာဆိုလို့ဒီကောင်ဆက်လိုက်ရတကယ်လို့ဒီဘက်မှာဘတ်စကာကောတွေဘိန်းကြိုက်တာတွေက BKB ဖောက်တယ်
You can always just Naga song
အဲ့တော့
for
BKB
here.
ထည့်ရတာမတန်ဘူးဒီပွဲက
See what they
အင်
give
ဗို
us
ကာ
to-
အနေနဲ့
I think
ဘယ်ကောင်းမဆို
Naga's bad enough.
ဒီပွဲမှာ
You
BKB
actually
ထည့်ရ
just
မ
give
တန်
it to
ဘူး
Kiritich, but normally you're giving
ဘတ်စကာ
it to
ကောရင်လည်းသေမှာကွာဘိန်းကြိုက်ခံရရင်
Is it
သေ
even possible for
Alone.
Kiritich to die with this
Hey,
early?
though.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they'll give it to GBK.
သေပလိုက်မင်းသေပလိုက်
So
တော့
now you've got two
Hey, so
untouchable
ordering call
forces
by Dwayne,
on
I'm
the
so,
side
huh?
of BB team. Nigma Galaxy, well, it's out the window. There's just no way this is ending game in 30 minutes time. So
Nope.
now I feel like you're on the other side of the equation. Now it's like, all right, boys, let's see if we can make it to 70 minutes, and the game starts getting real weird.
You have to make this game weird. You have to scale really hard, get to the ultra late game Invoker, get some hexes up, get some saves up. Like Tombstone Shard will be big in this game. You do have some counterplays against the like sleep arrow, song arrow combinations where you can kind of bail that guy out with the Undying. Maybe you can look for some more stuff like that. But this game is going to get real hard in the next 10 minutes. This is the period you're going to have to survive against the pressure that Kiritich is going to be able to create here. You can go Butterfly into Bloodthorn. He's just
ကံ
gonna
မှာ
be
ကင်
an
လိုက်ပြီး
absolute
စောစီ
menace.
ဖြတ်ပြီးတယ်ဘတ်ဘုံက
And you have a lot of threat with these other heroes. These other heroes can just hunt. They can permanently hunt the map.
အဲ
Ooh,
အဲ
broken on the low
အဲ
ground,
အပေါ်အောက်
but
ကြီးအဲ့လိုတွေ့တယ်စူမင်းကိုမိသွားပြီလက်ကူနာအေးအိုးတိုင်နဲ့စိတ်သွားတယ်ဟိုမှာဘိန်းကြိုက်ထားတယ် ဘိန်းကြိုက်ထားတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ရင်ရှောင်းသွားပြီကွာဘိန်း
Keep his distance away from the Lina now. Divide, let loose. From
Agent
this
နဲ့ကောင်ကြီးကို
turret,
လိုက်ကြိုက်နေ
trying
မ
to
ဟုတ်သေးဘူး
chase
နော်
down GPK, but it's hard to be able to keep on top of these heroes. Meanwhile, Kiritich right in the middle of everybody, and he's kind of untouched. The call on Lornoff, they're going to focus him down. The rest of Nigma Galaxy have been kicked away by
Hey, Wabby.
Kiritich, and they're going to make
Give
sure
him a
they get
dog.
more kills off of this one. Kiritich with the aggressive song to get two more heroes. It's the Lycan first and the Zombie second.
Such a tough
Zombie.
fight. The
Zombie.
second the Naga comes in, it looks like that fight's over. Should be able to clean up GH here with
Yeah,
another
eventually you'll hit
ensnare.
that ensnare. If anything, Omar is, I feel like he's got to be careful hanging around this area at all.
And honestly, I think that fight was kind of awkward for BB.
I think
There were a lot of things that just weren't. It didn't look like it was super convincing for them. The Tombstone was on one hit and no one killed it and just got to exist for another 10 seconds. Like the save on the Invoker was pretty big at the start. But just no one
40 ကျော်
thought,
ရင် Invoker တာပြီလားလို့ဟုတ်တယ်40လောက်ဆိုရင်တော့ Invoker game ဖြစ်သွားတယ်
you know, this
အဲ့ချိန်ကျရင်လည်းသူ့မှာရှီဘာကတ်တွေ ordering call တွေရနေပြီကွာအဲ့ချိန်ကျရင်ကနာကအတုတွေအားလုံးသူတယောက်တည်းထိန်းမိတာလို့ရ
HP on everybody. You're
Ice wall တွေခင်းမယ်တည်ရမလား
outskirts of the fight here. You're zoning heroes off with the Tombstone that no one wants to kill.
Spanish Blast တွေကျဲထားမယ်ထိန်းလို့တော့ရဒါဒီအချိန်မှာဒီကောင်တွေဆိုင်ရဆောင်ခတ်မှာဒီအချိန်မှာဆိုင်ရခတ်ပြီးတော့ရှုံးသွားမှာကွာ
Kiritich way too strong right now. You still have an Aegis on that Lina if you do chase him. I think there's just no easy
ဒါဘ
targets
ဘုံ
for
က
the
နည်းနည်းလေး
Naga.
ဖင်ရလို့တော့မရဘူးဖင်ရရင် Invoker အဲ့မှာရှီဘာကတ်တွေပါထွက်လာတာလို့ level တွေများလာတာလို့ဆိုရင်ပြဿနာတက်
Call you. Yep.
high ground တက်ရတာလည်းခတ်သွားလိမ့်
And his net worth continues to explode. 21,000. Chasing that 1,000 GP.
အာ flying နဲ့အဲ့ဒါစိတ်ပူစရာမလိုပါဘူးမ flying ရသွားပြီ
GPM now.
25မိနစ် item 4ကွက်
And
Where be loud,
Lina's
be?
there at second.
30ဆိုရင်ပြီးလောက်ပြီထင်တယ်မိနစ်30လောက်ဆိုရင်
GPK
ပြီး
is
ပြီ
still gonna scale.
40ပေးမသွားတော့
That's the scary part. It's a solid Lina game too. If you can get fat. I think the Lycan is your biggest counter, but the Lycan is debilitated in this type of game. You can't rely on Divide to just chase this Lina out of the fight every time. And he went Silver Edge second. They threw the gem onto him, already level 18, so he's kind of cooking in terms of a pick-off threat right now. You also get that nice break against the Viper.
Yeah, very strong. A Viper who's trying to go back for Maelstrom. A Maelstrom pickup in like, what, 29, 30 minutes?
Something, but honestly, it's not going to change anything.
No,
here.
it's not.
Nigma
And it's you
Galaxy.
settling into a game that you hope is long because it's your only chance.
Or maybe you hope you can get out of this one.
Go,
Yeah, go
quick
next,
game
you
two.
know?
Yeah.
But
Like
it's one of
I'm
those
an
games
outside
where
choke down
it's
shot.
just going to be an uphill battle if you can slog it
ထုတ်
out
တာကိုရှောင်
somehow.
ရမယ်
I think it's pretty
Cool.
clear from this that they got outdrafted. But would you agree that I think Nigma Galaxy looks a little uncomfortable with the fact that Sumail is playing a carry that isn't actively setting up kills with them? You know? Like, sure, he's providing a Sunstrike. He's still sort of the force, but he's not actually moving around the map, making calls about, like, you know, like where they want to go and stuff.
I think it's hard for me to judge that when this game is just so decided by the Naga pick.
Yeah, that's fair.
I could see this in
မြင်သွားပြီ
that.
GBK
It's definitely going to be a little slower than
Agent
something like
ရှိ
the
တယ်
Alchemist, and I agree that
ဘာလုပ်လို့မရ
hasn't been what has worked for them the best, but I can see it work out. He's a master of the hero. This game is just so skewed in terms of what should have it looked like. When you can do this, you can just run your carry.
အေးဘတ်စကာကောနှစ်ကောင် arrow ပါထိသွားပြီ
Walk into tower. That's
Uh-oh.
what they have to do.
And it worked.
And Nigma Galaxy, they have, like, they killed an Undying underneath his
Ah,
tier
Naga.
2. Okay, maybe they have a chance
Okay.
here. Nope, nope, there it goes. One little
Glimmer.
force.
Naga အိတ်လို့ရသေးတယ်
He's gone.
A glimmer
Naga
of
အိတ်
hope
လို့ရ
on
သေး
that
တယ်
stun.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen Kiritich be below half HP this entire game?
No, I have not.
Me neither.
Maybe he shouldn't have gone hard. It's not doing anything for him.
that is
မလက်
way to
သုံး
put
နဲ့
that, yeah.
ဟွန်းဟွန်းနောက်တစ်ခါဖားကြောင်းထည့်လိုက်ပါတော့
Wants
ပြီး
to
သွားပါပြီ
sight next.
အင်ဗိုကဂိမ်းမရောက်ခင်မိနစ်40မရောက်ခင်ပွဲပြတ်ဖြတ်ပြီ
Performance from him, honestly, in this game one. He's really
အဲ့
good
နောက်
at
ဆုံးက
these
လည်း let's
games.
pick ကဒီကောင်တွေမှာ
He's
ထည့်
already
ရလည်းမရှိတော့ဘူးကွာသိလားဒုမီတာအရဆိုရင် drawing ကြတော့ရှိတယ်ဒီကောင်တွေ drawing ကြထည့်လိုက်ရင်တော့တစ်မျိုး
very comfortable on.
သင်ပြေလောက်သေးတယ်drawing ကြလည်းဒီတိုင်းပဲဖြစ်တော့ဖြစ်မှာပါပဲ
Outside the base.
You have to be able to kill
Nobody
him
is here
here.
to protect him. Save's going to double leap in. Force Staff trying to break the bushwhack, and he still got off the song. And he's making a
Oh.
run for it. And I think he's gotten out. The heart has already healed him up. Up to
turn?
2/3. He's going to turn around, maybe kill the GH Undying off of Illusions. He will. And I would be tempted to GG out right there. I mean, that was your absolute best shot. You're not going to get a better opportunity than that to kill BB Team's carry.
Now the sleep starts coming through. He's regened back up. You can start to
Oh.
look for the team fight.
Awesome
Pretty
that-
hard it got used,
Yeah.
and it doesn't stop the Fiend's grip of Bane, so nothing will stop it. Divine Law
Oh,
Maxes
look, I have-
somehow got out.
Okay.
Makes a run
Let's
out
go
of
on
the
the call.
Nice call from Miro.
Nice play,
That's
Reed,
gonna
the
set up
call.
the fight for
Bobby,
death,
so
and
we let
maybe
BKB
Sumail
machine.
as well. They get both of them.
ပြော
From bad to worse. Too many opportunities for these BB stunners to just find openings when you can park Heritage on the front line and everybody's attention is focused on the Naga Siren.
I love that you pointed out Kiritich's success. We talked about him earlier today. Conversation about, you know, BB Team have had some, like, very high reputation carries, right? Nightfall, Pure, guys who are heralded as some of the best carries in the world, perhaps at some point in time, the best carry in the world. And Kiritich has come in, and it feels like this BB Team is showcasing more than maybe any of the previous rosters.
game 2
They're stronger. They're more united. The vision is there. It just comes down to the execution, and they are absolutely executing in this game one.
He's still hitting all the buttons just right. Little Nancy dodge there on the bushwhack. Continue to hit the tier 3s. He's level 20, so illusions are already a problem for Nigma Galaxy. Add one more illusion to the table, and it begins to become overwhelming.
I mean, I'm just following his GPM. He's about to hit 1K here, which is just disgusting.
Almost there.
Like, this is one of the most efficient Nog games I think I've ever seen. That's not an overstatement. It's genuinely incredible.
ကိုကြီးကတော့တော့
Got gifted to him. I mean, you pick Lycan and Viper, you give him the Naga. You're already down to
ဟုတ်
forces.
နောက်ဆုံးပစ်ကို
Don't do anything
drawing ညာ
for
လောက်
him.
ထည့်ရတယ်နော်
What are the
drawing ညာအပြာကြောင်း
downsides of
ဘယ်လောက်ထိ
Nigma
စွမ်းလဲ
Galaxy
ဟိုနေ့က
having such a
တုံးလာရှုံးက
stylized
drawing ညာအပြာကြောင်းကအဲ့လို
You know
illusion
what
တွေ
they're
ကို
gonna be rocking, you know
ဟွာ
what
ပြစ်တဲ့အကွက်နဲ့
They
နည်း
were ready to jam that Naga.
ခန်းလို့ရ
They
တယ်
were thinking
ဘာ
about
ညာ
it.
ပေါ့
Because the thing is, you're watching that draft and
ပြီးရင်
aren't getting
တိုင်းလန်းတွေပါ
outdrafted
လှုပ်
like
လို့
what
ကောင်း
Nigma had.
ဖြစ်ဆို
I
ဆိုင်း
don't
လိုင်း
think
လှုပ်
this
ချလိုက်
Bane, Mirana,
အောင်နောက်တယ်
Lead
ကွာဘာ
opener
ပြော
was really threatening a game plan, but then you just got this.
ပြင်လိုက်ကန်တို့ဘာလို့ရှေ့မှာရှိပေးနေမှာသူ့အတွက်
You know what's funny is that
တန့်ပေးနေမှာဆို
we
ဘိုင်း
talked
ကြ
about
ပိုဇရှင်လည်းရမှာ
drafting as a little
တော့
less
ပူးထဲမှာလည်း
very
ရှိသေးတယ်မဘန်းထားဘူး
than it used to be, right? Older style Dota was a lot more about counter picking. I mean, they've got one of the absolute OGs of counter picking and drafting on the side of Nigma Galaxy and their coach and Kuro. And they still kind of got.
I mean, everybody gets got nowadays.
That's true.
Maybe it's back a little bit. Saw what that Slark counter pick did earlier.
Yeah.
Still not out of it yet. They are doing a better job at pushing out some of the map right now and not giving up the pickoffs. Game slowed down for BB after they took that mid lane. If you can get some Invoker Rat action going without getting caught, definitely slow this game down a little bit.
Tormentor on spawn. And Roshan to take not long
မ
after.
ဒူဇာတဲ့မဒူဇာ
Goes to the base.
မဒူဇာနဲ့ drawing ကြ drawing ကြပိုကောင်းတယ်
Nas TPs to the other side of the map to get to the Roche faster. Heritage by
မဒူဇာ
himself
လည်းမ
is
ဆိုးတော့မ
keeping
ဆိုးပါဘူး
two
တည်ထားလို့ရတ
lanes
ယ်
in at all times, and they still hold control of the outpost.
drawing ကြနဲ့ကြတော့ like ကန်နဲ့အပြိုင်လိုက်ဆော့ပြီးလို့ရမဒူဇာနှီးတယ်နှီးတော့သူ့
There's almost
သူ့
no way to do
တည်
anything
ပြီးတော့
about
ဆော့ရ
this
မှာ
unless you
ကွာ
can smoke your whole team.
သူ့တည်ပြီးဆော့တာအချိန်မှာ
Into him on a camp before Song
လိုက်ကန်တို့
goes
ဘာ
off.
လို့ကြတော့အမြန်ကောင်နေဆိုတော့တိတ်မလိုက်
To do when he has
ဒrawing ကြကြတော့အမြန်ကောင်လေးနဲ့နည်းနည်းလေးလိုက်ဆော့လို့ရတယ် Hurricane
Heritage
bite
still
တွေ
waiting
ပါ
for
နေ
his
တည်
team.
မလား
He's gonna start it without
boost speed ကလည်းမဆိုး
a shard for GPK.
Ooh, look at how fast that goes down.
Yeah. And another Aegis for GPK. So Kiritich is truly feeling himself. If he didn't die before, that a little excursion almost inside of the Radiant base. He says, I'm never going to die
Okay,
in this
he's-
game. He's just boldly walking up straight into the
Oh.
entirety of the team.
Hey,
He's
like-
got a song. They did not want that Naga
They don't care,
Maybe
when
they
eight
thought
die.
it was an illusion, but as it stands, it is a perfect initiation straight to the back line. It's going to be Omar.
Two
NTA
supports dead.
already dead at the
Double
start
down
of
ကောင်
it.
ရှော့သွားပြီ
You've got Divide blocked in by
အာဒီဘက်မှာ
illusions.
ကိုက်ခံတာရတယ်
He can
အိုး
hardly
တိုင်နဲ့
get
ထဲ
it.
သွား
The
ပြီ
Twins
ကောင်းတ
get
ယ်
a
ဟာ
stun on Kiritich. Here comes the meteor, but a force staff gets him out of bounds.
Oh,
The
Basca
damage
go.
comes in. Hero hits the mail.
Kiritich might
Maybe
go down.
Kiritich actually does
အဲ့နာကတော့ရှော့သွားတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ channel ကောင်တွေဒီဘက်မှာအကုန်ကားကြိတ်နေ
Chance in this game to make something happen.
Unfortunately, the rest of the BB team seems to be too strong. Divide Llama used his entirety of the shapeshift to try and get that kill on Kiritich. They used the buyback on Omar just to be a
Mission
part of it.
complete.
Now they have
Naga
nothing
shore.
left for 4 other
Elle.
members of the BB team.
By the time you take Naga down, you're already dead on pretty much everybody. As the items are just flowing in here. You got an Ags on the Marana. Just to add some extra DPS. You're going to have an Ags on Bane at this point. And the song setup, it works really well with this
ငှက်
line.
လေးရ
You
လာ
have
တယ်
two
ငှက်က
stuns you can
ဘန်း
throw
ခံ
out
တာ
instantly and
ငှက်
a
မရှိ
net. Just lock these heroes
ငှက်
down.
ရှိရင်တော့နာခအောင်ငှက်ရတာအဲ့ matchup ကသိမမြင်ဘူးနာခနဲ့ငှက်နဲ့ရ
The Naga will sacrifice herself once to push
အဲ့
this
matchup
game
သိမ
over
မြ
the
င်
edge.
ဘူး Fury နဲ့
There
ဆိုရ
will
င်
be,
နိုင်တော့တော့တော့
another whole
Megas, okay.
Nigma Galaxy are going to be up before the barracks.
နာခအိတ်တာနဲ့ draw တော့အဆင်မပြေတော့
Yeah,
ဘူး
BB
တဲ့
team just, no reason to take
အဲ့ဒါ
a
လည်းတစ်ကွက်နော်
awkward fight without their carry.
For sure.
But yeah, what a setup.
Yeah, you're
နောက်
gonna
ဆုံး
stun
let's
one
pick က
down here, you're
တော်
gonna
တော်
stun
idea
another
ကုန်သွားလို့
team.
invoker ကြီးထွက်လာတာ
So both supports get taken out without casting a single
idea
spell.
တော်တော်ကုန်သွားလို့
And honestly, here you could just back off if you're BB. Like I think you can end up in a world where you get Kiritich out of there. They decide to just take it anyway.
Nigma Galaxy trying to play into their triangle. Arrow does land on their sharpshooting.
Ôi, mà Basca go. Yo.
He lands
Sao bà kia?
another two-man catching both the cores that were trying to run
Đi
over.
khó
An
abi.
instant GG from Nigma Galaxy. This game, they've been beat in this one for a while.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe it was just the preamble of rolling out the red carpet for BB team into the Radiant base.
What a sick Naga performance. It's one thing to play Naga in a free game and make it look good. It's another to do everything perfectly to where there is no escape in that game for Nigma Galaxy. Like his timings are too good. If he's 3,000 poor, if he dies once or twice, doesn't farm the jungles efficiently, you have a lot more window to maybe snowball that game. You know, you get a Roshan.
ဟို Viper ကြီးကင်ပြီးတော့မစော့လိုက်ရအောင်တနာဘူးတော့ကောင်း
He's just so fast, there is almost no hope. He's joining fights at the 15-minute mark. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're forced to interact with that hero so quickly, you don't have time to really make anything happen against the rest of the squad. So, sick pick here. from BB and the boys, as they're going to be a game up in this series. And man, that felt a little free.
49နဲ့ပြီးသွားတယ်49ကရတယ်လေ48.5 49လေကာတိုမီကဘာဖြစ်နေ
Game 1 against that kind of cheese pick in the first place. I'd say
ခြေထောက်နာတယ် What happened သုံးပိုင်းတာလာမှရမှာနေကမှာသုံးပိုင်းတာလဲဆိုတာကလည်းမလွယ်ပါဘူးနာက free fan ဟာလုံးဝနာကကို pressure ပေးဖို့ကသူ့ fan မင်းတွေကို sentry တွေသွားဆိုင်မှာပဲရအဲ့လိုလုံးမရအောင်ဒီတိုင်းကတော့ဒီအတိုင်းကတော့ like နေရဓာတ်စီယာဆိုရင်ရောဟုတ်ဒီကောင်က like first spin နဲ့ open ထားတာအဲ့တော့သူတို့တွားကျင်တဲ့လမ်းကအဲ့လိုအားလီထိုးတက်တယ်ဆိုရဲလမ်းကွာအဲ့ဒါမှဟိုဘက်ကနာဂါကြီးနဲ့ဝင်လာတော့အကုန်ယူကုန်တာကျန်တဲ့ကြိုက်တဲ့ carry လာသူတို့အားလီ strategy ကဆော့လို့ရတယ်နာဂါမလို့ဆော့လို့မရတာအဲ့လိုဖြစ်သွား
All
HOK ဆော့ဘူးလား HOK မဆော့ဘူးကူရိုဂီဘာလုပ်ပြမလဲကြည့်ရမယ်ကူရိုဂီဘာလုပ်ပြမလဲကြည့်ရမယ်ဆိုတာတဲ့ပုံမှန် opening လေးနဲ့ပဲဆော့ရမှာဒီကောင်လေးအဲ့လိုအရန်ဘင်းအောင်ဖောင်ပြခွက်တွေမဖြစ်အောင်လို့ကွာဥပမာ like and fast pit တို့ပါလို့အဲ့လိုမျိုး micro fast pit တို့အဲ့လိုတွေမလုပ်သင့်ဘူးအဲ့လိုတွေမလုပ်ဘဲဆော့မှရမှာ လာနေပြီ fuck
to the mid lane, that just takes his lead away because there is no way to punch back for Nigma. And honestly, I would just ban Lina. Okay, they did that. Because the issue with
Necro
I
yabi
mentioned
no.
it before, but I'll just touch on
first bit of
it
Bello
again, is
meow.
it
They gonna
forces
Necro
Lornoff
look
to
be
change
like
his
me.
hero pool
Sama.
to play like these ranged archetype of heroes from the mid lane, which then limit Sumail's hero picks. So you just get it out of the way. Not a big deal. I think player to player, Lornoff matches up very well against GPK.
We have got a couple of different bans coming out. We, of course, have BB Team Radiant this time around. Nigma Galaxy on the Dire side. First pick going the way of Nigma Galaxy, who also first phase banned Treant Protector, which is not very usual, as a lot of teams still like to pick it for themselves, but they gave priority to the Bane to make sure they have it for themselves.
Yeah, I was just looking through Nigma's draft in the group stage, because obviously when BB Team looks like they had the strategical upper hand in game 1, they did their studying, they came prepared, and their last 2 bans of the last game were Alchemist Tiny, and every time, I believe I was counting 5 times, yes, 5 times that Sumail was given overall last pick for his team, and they were all Tiny or Alch. So for me, that is my concern in this game, as Mira's talking about banning out the Lina in order to enable Lornov's hero pool. I do think Devi is very dependent on the momentum and having a good lane matchup. And then you also have Sumail operating on a relatively limited hero pool, and that's not based on skill. That is just because of the fact that he has not played, has not invested all that many games as a carry compared to the amount of overall games of Dota that he's played. So there's just a lot of pieces you have to fit into the puzzle on the side of Nigma, while on the other hand, I feel like BB is, yeah, I feel like they're playing like Scrabble, and BB's got a bunch of different letters to choose from, and Nigma's like, I only got these 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but maybe we'll see something different with the problematic, pesky mid laner being taken out. I mean, if I were BB Team and I wanted to recreate that situation, I would have to pick another ranged lane dominator like a Viper that would force Lorinov to then change his hero pool. Like if I were getting into their heads and trying to recreate that.
Is there any equivalent of that in the meta? So last draft, I know they banned the snap, because I think that's kind of GPK's hero that operates similarly. Actually, they did not ban the snap, they left it in. I thought they did, but yeah, that's the hero that he's been playing in the tournament leading up to this one that I think plays very similarly to the Lina and what it represents in the game. So is that is that what you're thinking, or is because Snap plays more on her innate with point blank, is that not quite like the Lina archetype that you had in mind?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that for sure. I could also just see them taking a different approach in this game too, because they're quite versatile. Because they do have first pick on Nigma Galaxy, which makes their mid lane more fluid. They're probably counter pick for Lorna.
First pick
you can just take a different
second pick
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, Shoes, you go.
No, I just want to point out that they banned the Mirana themselves on Nigma Galaxy with the Ringmaster as well.
That is quite strange. I think maybe they assumed that BB Team would snatch it right here. Centaur Mirana, quite a strong lane. You already have the natural setup, and this is a hero that we haven't seen too much of this tournament. He had a few patches this year where he was very broken. What is it about Shadow Shaman that like, they saw Bane? Obviously, it pairs decently with Centaur. As like a 4-position player, Mira, like, is there something about this matchup against Bane, or is it more of the synergy with Centaur?
That's a really good question. I think for me, the way that I look at this is, as I mentioned before, Nigma have first pick, so they're going to get that 18 pick in the draft, and that's where Puck comes out. That's where Storm Spirit comes out. So if you pick the Shaman with a lane where he can actually get kills with chain disables, you've also addressed the issue of the Puck on 18.
Yeah, because we've seen many drafts lost in that 18 overall pick, so that makes sense that it's a lane synergy that also preemptively prevents that quote-unquote cheese coming out. I like that. I like that theory.
Yeah, but this Centaur is such a problematic hero this tournament, because he gets first picked, he still gets free lanes anyway. I think the only time I've seen him look kind of bad was if there was like a life stealer with a really strong ranged support, but even then Centaur always found a way to have a game.
Agreed. I personally think Centaur is like the single highest impact hero of the meta based on just the average performance that I've seen. I think a lot of times there's like some heroes that they are first picked because they represent a really dangerous game plan or like a specific idea that their team can play around. For Centaur, yes, he has like things. He offers Global Stampede and the save from the Ags later on, but this hero just is so flexible in terms of his laning stage, and he's so reliable at what he does that he can he goes the heart, but then from there he can be anything that his team needs from him, and that's just, yeah, one of the reasons that a hero can be broken. And it's super overwhelming to play against, I would say. I do like what Nigma's doing this game than before. Like, I think that this is more in line with, you know, pick Sumail's hero relatively early, pick strong lanes, generically good heroes in the support role. You are dealing with Undying, and like if you look at a lot of times the carry is the responsible one for killing the tombstone. A lot of times the illusions are the best carries for killing it because the illusions, even though they're like reduced damage, hero like Naga will kill it very quickly, PL as well. Tiny, not at all. They have really no tombstone killer, and that we've seen like players like Malady, like 1v5 of early to mid game because he just has a long duration tombstone go off at like the Wisdom Shrine and tier 1 towers. So what do you think about this Timbersaw?
That's really intriguing that they gave this pick to Dubai over Lornoff, but you see this issue with the Kez and you just think to yourself, okay, I have to pick a hero that can stand on lane against Kez, and Timber with his reactive armor is one of the better heroes to play against Kez and not get blown up.
This is an example of pulling out of the bag because Dubai, I think this is the hero he kind of came onto the map with. Like, I know maybe he's been a little overshadowed by like ATFs, Timbersaw, but I would easily put Dubai in the top 3 Timbersaw players in the world. This is one of his absolute go-tos, and I agree with you for why they picked it. But once again, they don't have a tombstone hitter, so I think, I don't know how they're going to play fights here.
Snap. Easy snap fire.
There you go.
For Lornoff. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, and it's not a easy hero to counterpick from that mid lane on 24 for BB team. I'd be very surprised if they don't go for Snapfire. But I mean, let's say they don't go for Snapfire, they could go Sniper even.
True.
2 more bans, of course, coming out, and both teams need a mid lane. So we're going to have a lot of thinking ahead.
Wait, then why is Nigma Galaxy banning carry heroes, Shiver?
Oh, this is a good point. Invoker getting banned,
Yeah, I mean, overall last pick for a BB team, it's usually like, oh, here comes GPK Invoker, here comes GPK Storm Spirit. I do think they have nice solutions for Storm because they have so much lockdown in the first 3 picks of Nigma, and for that reason, they're not really afraid of the puck either. Something like Invoker, though, would have been better for them.
Yeah, I'm just looking through their picks. You can always go something like Slardar if they pick a melee hero for Lornoff here.
Nigma ပြောမရဘူးတလားမစ်ကိုတိုင်းနေထုတ်ပြီးတော့ကယ်ရီတကောင်ထက်ထဲလောက်တယ်
And another one that I would say might be on our radar.
ဟုတ်တိုင်းနီကယ်ရီကဒီဘက်အန်နိုင်နဲ့ကတ်ကိုအဲ့ combination ကိုမလွယ်ဘူးလား
They have a minute and a half actually left in their bonus time, so they can think about this all they want. Is there a hero in particular that comes to mind is it actually Snapfire that comes to mind when you're banning out Invoker and Air Spirit, or is there another mid hero that
အန်နိုင်တောင်ကဘယ်သူချိုးမှလဲအဲ့ဒါပြောနေတာအန်နိုင်တိုင်ကိုဘယ်သူချိုးမှမသိဘူးအဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ဒီကောင်ကြီးအခုလုံးလို့ရတာတိုင်းနီကိုမစ်ပို့ပြီးတော့ကယ်ရီတကောင်ထုတ်အဲ့ကယ်ရီကလည်းတိုင်ကိုလည်းချိုးလို့ကောင်းမယ်ဆိုတော့လို့အားကလူကောင်မျိုးပြန်ထုတ်ရင်တော့စူမင်းနဲ့ရူနဲ့ကအဆင်မပြေလာဘူးထင်တယ်
So GPK clearly
has some I
think it's still
Lina Gary
like on GPK.
Oh, Lina Banner.
Lane matchup. They don't have
Nisha Prophet. Mania surprise though, Nisha Prophet down show
she'll be a bit vulnerable, but it's like you just get an Eon disc at some points, and then heroes like Bane feel pretty lackluster.
That is true. Pucks have also been going early Octarine just to get a little bit tankier in that mid game. But yeah, I do think Tiny is a very good solution, especially if you have a player like Sumel who's going to play active for a puck.
They're definitely going to have to pick something a bit different than what they normally have gone for this tournament on BB Team. Obviously, GPK Puck is a classic, but other than Slardar, all of his heroes
It
is the puck.
They just steal the puck.
Oh, the puck. Tiny will carry that hammer.
I would have to pull that up in a second here, Sheaves, but
25, maybe got 27% or so. It is answered by a Slardar. Are we happy with that, Effie?
Yeah, counterpick to the puck. I guess Nigma thought it was more important to not give this puck away. But now there is the issue of this tombstone. Like Brian mentioned it, but those tombstone hitters unless Tiny gets a BKB and some attack speed later. It's not the easiest fights to take for Nigma.
So Pucks at 31% win rate in 32 games. Just going off of what we were saying earlier, Slardar is the literal only hero GPK has played in this tournament that was left in the pool, and Slardar has also been traditionally used historically and in this tournament thus far. So I feel like you kind of walked the puck is maybe they were just so scared of the puck coming out for GPK himself, and they felt the need to deny pick it. But in that case, I would have banned the Slardar instead of your Spirit.
I think that's what happened, and the reason why they picked Shaman in this draft is they were already thinking about the puck for Nigma. So they already created their solutions, and I think it was a mistake to not get a Snapfire or a Sniper or something that could hit that tombstone for you. Like, I do think this Undying is gonna win this mid game pretty easily.
I think that
PC game ကို2-0နဲ့ရှုံသွားတာ 2-0
Siren equivalent from last game that's going to cause this game
ရုပ်ဆိုးပန်းလို့ရှုံး
the first one, but I think if both teams played equally skilled, I would lean towards BB Team's draft just because of these natural answers that they've picked for them.
Yeah, I do want to say though that it's still a very good Timber game, and we did get that Timber pick for Devi in the slot. If there is a hero that can carry this game for his team, it would be that Timber. So all eyes on Devi here.
All eyes on the off-lane player Devi on his Timber. Let's see if they can force out game 3 against BB Team. It's Cap and SPG with game 2.
Well, there's good news and bad news, Avery. The good news is that Nigma Galaxy seemingly have a better chance based off of draft than they did in game 1. The bad news is the panel still seems to favor BB Team. Do you agree with them?
It's a more mixed bag. I'm not leaning one way or the other here, honestly. I think this draft's very even. I think
why do I feel like that's a cop-out?
No. We're going to be able to see Nigma play Dota.
Okay.
I don't think they really got a chance last game. So we'll see what kind of form they're in today. See if they're cooking up something. And I agree. The last point, I like the Timber pick. I think Timber can do some work in this game, and this is a hero that's kind of gone under the radar. He got forgotten about a little bit, but in the games we see him where he's set up well, he can just run away with it.
What is this early start off?
That's
this
black.
Could be first blood. Heritage is going to get a bit of distance with the Falcon Rush, but a dive under the tower with the blood grenade. They'll secure it. It's Omar, the one to take the last hit. Unfortunately for Nigma Galaxy, it doesn't go to Lornoff, which is, I think, what they ultimately wanted. But still, it's a good start, and they still have plenty of time to maybe go for a second kill, secure bounty runes. We'll see.
Nighttime Bane, always a massive threat, and they took that hero first, recognizing the power of it in the game 1, kind of daring PB to try and deal with it in the same way they did, and I feel like PB ignored it a little bit more, but also just got a very well-rounded draft with a lot of physical scale between the Slardar and the Kez here. That's the big concern if you're Nigma Galaxy, is how are you going to deal with the overwhelming physical damage, how are you going to deal with the presence from the Shaman Ward. I think anchoring the fighter on both of those spells, Roshan or something like this, it's pretty nasty to fight into. A lot of Nigma's heroes. You don't have a hero that wants to really tank that until the Timber gets big. So that's why I also think this Timber cell is really important, because I think Devi has to kind of yeet himself in here this game and not only do some serious damage, but absorb some serious contact. That's going to require him to be quite fat. So all eyes on him from me in terms of hero popping off. I would like it to be the Timber Saw, and for BB, GPK. This Slardar gets fast. If he can win the mid lane matchup, he will bring the Kez into the game. The Centaur can be there for utility, and your 2 supports can help you, corner the Roshan and the Tormentor into your favor.
A Shadow Shaman. It's been a minute since I've seen that hero. What made BB Team go back for this?
Get another instant stun in your lineup, another hero that can force objectives pretty quickly, give you high ground potential, is a save classic. Maybe he just wanted to bust it out for some comfortability. Can be an annoying hero for Bane because of your foul play proc.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit there. He's like, I don't want to be the guy who just gets all in. Did end up turning out all right in this game with the later pick puck. But I don't think it's a crazy Shaman game by any means.
Panelist
against Timber if you can kind of sit there and shackle him, but that's not guaranteed in a game like this.
တင်မဆောဆိုပြီးတင်မဆောကြီးလုံနိုင်ဘာပုတယ်ညာပုတယ်ဆိုပြီးပြောနေတာကိုတွေးကြည့်နေအဲ့တင်မဆောကဘယ်ပေါက်ကနေကြမ်းမလဲစလာတာရောအန်တိုင်းရောပါအန်တိုင်း amplify တမ်းမေးရယ်စလာတာအာမာရှော့ရတယ်သူအဲ့တင်မဆောကဟိုပေပါနော်
I could see him getting run over.
အဲ့တန်းနေများဝိုင်းတော့တမျိုးပေါ့နော်ရှီဘာကတ်တွေ lotus saw တွေဆိုရင်တော့တမျိုးပေါ့ဒါပေမဲ့တော့လွယ်ပါမလားလို့အသင်းကလည်းနည်းနည်းကွာနေတဲ့ဟာ
come down
to being chased after.
Nice TP.
Pretty smart, as he very likely would have died there.
လာပတ်ကိုကောင်းတာလားကိုထင်တော့ lane
stages of this lane phase against
lane နေအဲ့လိုမျိုးကောင်းအောင်လို့ပစ်လိုက်တာအောင်တာတော့မဟုတ် lane မှာပတ်နဲ့ထိန်းလို့ရတယ်
ultimately though
ဒီ game ပိုင်းဆိုင်ရာမှာတော့ပတ်ကိုအဲ့လိုထောက်တယ်လို့တော့ပြောလို့မရဘူး
he's cruising here. I don't think we see GPK lose lanes.
ဒီတင်မဆောအာမနှုတ်မယ်ဘာညာပေါ့နော်ဖလာတာ မင်းမဘက်ကိုမကြောက်ဘူးကွာတပ်ပစ်သမျှတွေကိုဒီကောင်က AC အလဲမှာ3 region နဲ့ထိန်းလို့ရတယ်ဒီကောင်ကရေထဲမှာဆို3 region များတယ်ကွာအဲ့လိုပုံစံပတ် physical ကအရင်ကျန်းနေတယ်မပါဘူး
He just plays his game very stable nowadays. That is something BB are going to rely on here because he can bring this whole lineup into the mid game very nicely. Big change of pace too in terms of game 1, a huge amount of summons and ghost shove on the map. This game, almost none of it. Like your biggest threat on lanes is the Shadowblade Tiny right
hey, I'm a zombie.
Yeah, it feels like we're going to be playing a very honest game.
Exactly. All the dirtiness went out the window in the game 1. We got it out of our system. Now you just get the brawl with some heavy team fight, heavy nukers, a lot of Roshan contests. I mean, the dirtiest hero in this game is probably Puck. I guess Kez, if you
if you're still one of those people that hates Kez, which, you know, I am.
That's fair.
This hero is definitely not the same kind of terror it was earlier in the year.
And I feel like you'd rather play against Kez than a lot of the cheese picks in Dota 2, you know?
Yeah.
Compare him to last pick Naga, last pick Phantom Lancer, Tinker, Jungle Zeus. You know, I'll take the Kez.
Kind of awkward BB team.
ဟိုကောင် level 3အများကြီးနဲ့ခုတ်ခံရရင်တော့နာတော့မနာဘူးပေါ့နော်
resources to work with. Kantomi's got 10 so that goes out the way when he gets hit by whirling death with 2 or 3 trees.
Large wand.
အဲ့ချက်ကလေးက level 3 physical တော့ reality armor အဆုံးနဲ့ဆိုရင်တော့ easy ပဲ
forward but that avalanche can always bail you out. And Tiny is just really annoying for the shaman to play into. Very tough hero to interact with. Not a bad start for the lanes here on Nigma Galaxy side. I mean, BB are doing fine too, but Timbersaw at the top into an Undying. That's probably the real breadwinner here.
It seems like everybody's pretty close. The only hero that's really getting ahead in net worth is Divide because he hasn't really expended anything yet on regen, and maybe he should have. Getting low and will actually die.
Oh yeah, Timbersaw အဲ့လိုသေးနေ
was flying out, but I think he was waiting to try and get boots on the same courier, and that delayed it, and it gave you an opportunity to get this all in with the tombstone. No point in the timber chain just yet.
He was 200 gold up on anybody else in this game.
Yeah.
Now GPK almost dies, but a magic wand does bail him out. He's got his bottle. He will start regenning back up, and Lornoff's chances of getting another kill opportunity like that are probably pretty slim.
Omar is rotating in behind.
Yeah, maybe they can actually. 2-man avalanche. Turn around.
His top lane's just a big debate up here.
ဟိုးရင်ပတ်ဆွဲကျုံနှစ်ကုန်းနဲ့ damage ကကျန်းတယ် ဒါမဲ့အေးပေါ့ပတ်ဆွဲကျုံနှစ်ကုန်းသွားမဲ့ပတ်စံက1000လေးဘော်တယ်ကလည်းဝယ်ရသေးတယ်အဲ့တော့ဘော်တယ်နဲ့ဆွဲကျုံနှစ်ကုန်းနဲ့ဝယ်ရပြီးတော့ရသွားတယ်ဆိုတဲ့အနေထားမှာ level 5 လောက်ကဖြစ်နေပြီ
It's going to secure a lot of this jungle rotation.
သင်ပြေသွားပြီလေအဲ့ထင်ရ mid lane ကအဓိကတစ်ချိန်လုံးထိုင်ထင်းနေရတဲ့အနေထားမျိုးမဟုတ်တော့အားလီပိုင်းအဲ့လို level 5 လောက်6လောက်အထိပဲမလေးဒီလောက်အနေထားရောက်သွားရင်ထိန်းလို့ရသွားပြီကွာခြားလေးနေလည်းရှောက်သွားလို့ရပြီ
The squirrel and the zombie continue fighting.
The fact that you get that kill as Lotuses are about to spawn too, which means they should have the numbers advantage. Meanwhile, battle in the river. Lornoff is going to chase down Kantomi here. Kantomi's feeling like he doesn't really have much to do anymore. At some point in time, they get that one kill on Divide, but then Divide comes back full resources. Undying doesn't really interact with the hero
late game possible.
The other thing with Kez is if you're not getting kills with Kez, you don't
game
have
ano
to
jane.
expect.
Fact di pain. They game
It's not going to feel good.
အဲ့တနေရဝိုင်း
You either need to be killing them
အိမ်ပြာကြောင်းလို့ပါလို့ဆိုရင်ဒီချက်ကလေးကိုကိုက်ထားလို့ရတယ်အေးဆေးပဲ
Just sitting around is not going to
ပတ်တကယ်ကျန်းဝိုင်းလဲ
Kez an awkward duo.
တည်ရမလားရှာမန်တို့ပါလို့လာဖမ်းလဲမလွယ်တော့ဘူး Aeon Days တွေတည်ရမလား Plasma တွေအဲ့လောက်ထိဖြစ်ဝိုင်းတော့
7 or 8 minutes. He doesn't
ဒီမှာ
have
တော့
enough
ပူကျန်း
could contest Wisdom Shrine, I guess, but now with Tombstone
BB
down, that option goes out the window.
အားလေးပဲဖြတ်မှာ
They're kind of lingering
တာရင်တာ
around
လိုပဲ
here.
ဖြတ်လောက်တယ်
With this
Late game,
region,
Nigma
just
late game
offering
မဆော့
up
လောက်
to swing by.
I don't know, man.
It looks scary though.
Yeah, you're fighting into a Timbersaw on this with the TP rotations. Like, you know something's going to come through.
Maybe.
It's going to be both the Bane and the Puck, but maybe they can still get the Wisdom Shrine.
TPs are a little late here.
Yeah. GPK still has sprint. Coil's going
ကြည့်အောင်ကြည့်အောင်အမ short ချလိုက်တာတင်မဆော့ဘာဖြစ်သွား
So many resources though. He's going to get a lot of damage done and not quite tick out. It's close, but the Kaiserite Katana will not be the death of him. Kantomi drops the tombstone, hoping they can still battle it through. Omar's going to TP back into play though. There's an opportunity for a 2-man bushwhack and he lands it.
အေးအဲ့တော့အာချောင်းသွားပြီဟင်းအောင်ရေး အဲ့ဒါကတော့ချက်ကလေးတို့အဖွဲကအားချောင်းတာဖြစ်သွားပြီအဲ့လိုဘိန်းကိုသွားတက်เสียအကြောင်းမရှိတာဒီကောင်လေးဒီမှာဆိုတော့ဖိတယ်
because he's going to make these frontliners like hell.
ဒီမှာဆိုဖတ်သွားပြီဟေးဒီမှာဆိုဖတ်သွားပြီနေကမာရဲ့ဟုတ်
That initial trade, how different will that sequence look? If you have Tombstone for that fight, how different will it look? But those little things, I thought Nigma were going to be a little late to the party. They were there to get the bigger prize. They lose Wisdom Shrine, but they get a lot of gold out of the exchange.
And I mean, they probably got just as much experience, right?
Not for the supports, but overall, yeah, I think it was pretty close.
I guess so.
Hex in the river. This feels a little forced.
Huh?
Yeah, Bushwhack and an Acorn shot that's going to do a lot of damage. Devi is coming over. Devi says off that all that farm, I got to help out my team here. And there's just GPK.
Even Sumail showing
up.
That is quite the call from Nigma Galaxy, making sure they are not going to be outnumbered by BB Team.
This is the Nigma we saw in some of the earlier games in this tournament. Fast connections, a lot of early skirmish power. Not afraid to get their carry involved.
Oh yeah.
Devi's signature.
Talking to Devi, I asked him about playstyle-wise, changes for him since joining Nigma Galaxy, because obviously he's a very Devi player. Go in, go. Yeah. And it seems like he's calmed down a bit. He seems like he doesn't take as many risks, but I love to see that he's still popping off just like he used to. And Sumail almost leads him to a kill on Mira, but now here comes GPK with two-man crush. Shantar still dies to GH. But it cost them Sumail. Nigma Galaxy here in time to get a punish off. GPK looks for the supports. GH, it's going to be a close call here, but he does manage to get off the Nightmare for another round of crush. Oop, silence goes off right as the Nightmare was traded away. A loss of damage there that results in, despite it being a 2v3 here, Nigma Galaxy feels like they don't have the damage to keep it going.
Kind of need the time in these engagements. The puck is not enough right now. These heroes just have too much early HP. Not a bad exchange, especially getting GPK.
Level 7 level 11 12 လောက်မှခံနိုင်ပါမယ်
Bring this lineup together. They're still kind of skirmishing in this river where the Slard are strong, but I don't know if you're going to find too much here. You do have wards available and Tombstone. So that big presence teamfight-wise is online. If you can get a fight going around one of these tier 1s, you will be able to convert on it very nicely, and they get an arc. There's the wards drop, just straight up.
Yeah, especially with Katomi zoning out these heroes. The wards are going to do a lot of damage before they even get here. But there's Devi. Once again, it seems like he's making his in dominance for these fights. Requires Timbersaw to keep him
I like that he's
damage ဆောင်းထွက်မှာဒီကောင်1အဆုံးကြီးနဲ့ဆော့နေ1အဆုံး2နဲ့ဆင်းနဲ့ဆော့နေတော့ damage ကတော့အသေးထွက်မှာပလာတာရောဝါချီရောအန်နိုင်ရော3ကောင်လုံးက strength အောင်နေချက်မှွေချလိုက်ရင်နည်းပဲ
Still top net worth in this game.
Does mean he's giving plenty of room to the Kez though.
For sure.
Which, is that a concern for you, Coil? Fiend's Grip, a lot being used here. Katomi. Well, he's got Soul Rip to try and keep GPK alive. Went for the kill on Omar. Bushwhack lands, almost finishing him off. That final hit, it's not going to be enough. Now the Stampede Spinner's just going to run down Omar. Oh, this is a disaster as Kiritich makes his first move of the game and helps join in.
What the flash?
Nigma Galaxy just give it right back to BB Team.
So much.
Engagement
where you're not focusing him, he gets everything off. Multiple decays, Soul Rip going through.
Zombie. Now soon or zombie. Can sabe.
The whirling death, you need the chakra.
And I ain't 3 PV လိုက်လို့အဲ့ကောင်
fighting power against these two strength
Soul Rip နဲ့3 PV လိုက်
It's
လို့
just not a good matchup for him. You lost your tower earlier too, so it's a lot harder to bring in any sort of reinforcements. A forced move that backfires pretty hard.
Really forced because he was still in the river as well.
Yes,
right? That's an extra 4 HP regen, an extra 3 armor. He went down to like 60 health.
It makes a difference. Yeah, it makes a difference. And you really have to be careful in these fights with the amps stacking up. If you end up in a situation where he gets 3 or 4 amps out and then the Kez joins, like, good luck, right? You're going to need dispels in this game, Lotus Orbs, whatever it is, to help deal and mitigate that physical presence. Save gets a haste rune, gets woken up, and begins the chase down.
တက်ချင်တော့မွေးတိုင်းမှာထောင်မရမှာတကယ်ထောင်နေဗျာတက်ချင်တော့မွေးတိုင်းမှာထောင်မရမယ်မပြော What?
Maybe it does actually.
Oh, the suck.
Oh?
Grenade should be enough.
And
Yeah.
down he goes. GH made a bit of a contest there between him and Omar, sharing their neutral items, the extra movement speed, the extra physical armor.
I will say this is about the time you want to kick this Kez out of here. I don't think you want
ဘာ
to.
ချတာလဲဒီဘက်ဘာမှမချတာဘူးဘာချမှမသိ
He
လို့
does have a mage slayer, but
Let's pick back ကဘာလို့လဲဆိုတော့ပြန်ရမရတော့လို့
him plus a coil should be able to kick this carry out and start.
ကိုထင်တာတော့
Yeah, I'm surprised those supports aren't playing more to their Timber now.
Hero
Like, Timber played to them
Pool
earlier, but
killing.
now I feel like it's gonna swap over.
Well, the thing is, it's going to become more difficult
ဒီ
because
ဘက်မှာရှာမန်ကလည်းပြောရမယ်ဆိုရင်အဲ့လိုပတ်တို့ပါလို့ထိန်းတဲ့ကောင်ကြီးအဲ့လိုကောင်ကြီးပစ်ထားတာ
a
ကို
lot of HP and potential turnaround
Palace
with the
Pit,
shaman and the undying.
ကြံရမရတော့လို့ထင်
Yeah,
တာပဲ
it's true. It's kind of hard to dive into Tombstone Max Decay here with Stampede that can bail the hero out. Then you TP in the shaman, someone's getting shackled, someone has a ward dropped on their head. These dives are not easy, so I don't blame Nigma not forcing that play bottom, but I think there was a window to kick this Kez out, and it has slipped by, which means got to keep the farm up. Back to the stacks, back to pumping some extra gold into this timber saw so he can get
ဒီမှာဆိုတော့ travel key ရပြီးတဲ့နောက်ဝထိတ်ဆုံးမယ်မ
Well,
စင်း
what
တော့
if you
ဘူး
bring in the tiny? 'Cause
အဲရုံးလေးရမှာ
you know,
တူပဲ
he's
ရှိတော့မှာ
very
လော
soon,
လောဆယ်
and
အခြေအနေ
that
က
is where, like,
ဘက်က
the
လစ်နေ
Saga
တယ်
Bunny
တိုင်နီက
split
တိုင်နီကတော့
down
မစိုး
for
ဘူး
4
ကွာ
team
စူရီကတော့ fan ထားနိုင်
But you know, Tiny's gonna have much more impact than Kez, most likely, in some of these early engagements once he gets blanked.
he's a way bigger threat. He can just demolish the fight very quickly if he finds the shaman on a toss. Like, you jump the shaman, toss him onto someone else and avalanche those two. That fight is likely just over. Very hard to stampede out of that situation. So I agree. Sumail can have a huge presence here with this Blink Dagger reveal. They can bring him into a nice fight, particularly around one of these tier 1s, because these tier 1s are all effectively full HP right now. You got a little chip damage mid, but it's negligible. You have to start opening up these towers soon. Like, you do not want to give BB this much room to play around with a lineup that can instantly do Torment, instantly do Roshan.
မဟုတ် hey
You gotta start taking some of the map away.
GH, good positioning. A little two-man smoke gets ruined by the Bane. They're gonna set up for the kill. The sharpshooter makes it a lot easier. They actually drop the Fiend's Grip as well.
ဟော
It's quite the commitment. It does mean they have the numbers advantage if there is to be a fight in top lane. It looks like BB team want to go for it all in on the Timber side.
တင်းမဆောဝိုင်းကျုံတာရေးပြောပါတယ်တင်းမဆောကမမနိုင်ဘူးလို့
Amp goes out,
You go-
giving amp damage on GPK as well.
Oh yeah.
အန်တိုင်း level 6နဲ့ကတ်ထားမယ်အာမရှော့လိုက်မယ်ဆိုရင်တင်းမဆောဆိုတာပြပြပြပြပဲ
Armor.
Yeah, he's only got level 2 of it.
ဒီဘာက lotus ဆော့အဲ့လောက်လောက်မှအဲ့လောက်တောင်မှသိမသေးကြခြင်းသေးဘူးဖြစ်
There's a lot of amplification in this lineup.
That's a good point.
It does require you getting 4 melee heroes onto a target, which is punishable here. You know, you're going to get avalanched or bushwhacker coiled on that kind of play. It can go real bad, real quickly.
ဘယ်
but
မုန်းနေတာ
That's true.
it happens fast.
Nigma Galaxy were there
Yeah,
just a
yeah, guy
little
play.
bit, you know, couple seconds sooner. Could have made a big difference. Omar, can he turn around in time? He does land the sharpshooter.
All right, Tiny. Starting to make his presence felt in this game.
They need to be able to do it in such a dominant fashion, though, that they start taking towers, which is something that BB team have acquired.
That's what I want to see. You're not maintaining a presence on Radiant side of the map. And meanwhile, you lose another tier 1 to the Shaman. Getting the job done here, pushing towards a fast Aether Lens.
Aether
A lot of extra
Lens.
team gold.
ဒီတာလန်ဆောင်နေမဆိုးပါဘူးနော်
See
Naka
this,
banya na uma.
minus armor, damage champ, physical damage combination to BB team. It does look very scary to play against, but does that also mean it's very easy for Nigma Galaxy to itemize out of?
Oh yeah, this is a Lotus Orb game for sure. AC Shivas if you can fit it in. Any armor goes a huge way. Any Dispel goes a huge way.
Sorry.
Spell block against the Shaman. Nice toss.
You toss
Ooh,
back
nice.
the bushwhack and then the sharpshooter.
Another nice kill for Sumail.
Very easy. But look at Divine. Divine. He just
Oh,
picked up
boy.
a
ကတ်သေး
blink
ပြန်
now.
ပြီ
So
ဟို
maybe the
That's
blink
not
now
enough.
can help
One
him
for
a
one trade,
little
man.
bit longer, but his team is so far away
Oh.
they can't get
1
here
for
in
1
time.
trade ပဲ ever
No chance. The Dessel's already done for Kiritich, so
Yeah.
you're dealing with an insane armor meld. That wasn't even level 2 on the Corrosive Haze. So there's another 6 coming from
တင်ပါ
GPK
စက္ကန့်
here,
30
and a short top if there's that tier 1 there.
ဘိမဲသေးမလားဟို
Very
ဝင်မဲ့သေး
efficient
မလား
because these tier 1s have stood up for so long and they're going to make a quick sweep across the map. GBK with the ward plant doesn't see anything. Nice dodge from Nigma Galaxy here. Those Shaman wards are coming up. Again, you have to be a little worried conceding this much map control when this lineup can go in that Roche pit and do it so damn quickly.
Okay.
And even if you go to contest that, that fight is tough.
Yeah, it's a fight in the river against mid Slardar, right? Oh, miss Bushwhack. An opportunity missed.
I know what
Don't say. An early shard by Katomi.
အဲ့တိုင်ကိုဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရတော့ဘူးကြည့်နောက်ပိုင်းအဲ့တိုင်ကလည်း
One of their best tools.
တိုင် save တွေကလည်းဆောက်တလွဲလာအောင်ပါသိလားတင်မဆိုက physical ကခုတ်လို့မရဘူး level 6ပစ်ထားရင်ဘက်ကလည်းနှေးတယ်တိုင်နေရလည်းအရန်မြန်နေတယ်မပါဘူး
Someone gets coiled.
အဲ့နိုင်တိုင်ကလည်းပြဿနာဖြစ်အောင်ပါဒီဘက်နိုင်ဖို့တော်တော်ကြိုးစားရမယ်နေကမှာ
And then stampede away. You're enabling yourselves.
ဘောကကြည့်လားအားကြည့်တာဗော
Damn good. There's got to be some move going into one of these towers soon, right? Like, again, you get another play on this tier 1 because this tier 1's still here. It's just too easy.
ဒီတစ်ခေါက်တော့မာသားဟာဟိုဒါမရပါဘူးမရ
Considering how much damage he can.
မာသားလိုနဲ့ဒါ3ယောက်တည်းမလို့
But
3ယောက်တည်းလည်းပြတ်တာပဲ
Where is he supposed to go?
Aren't playing to him at all.
And they even planted a deep lane ward. I say deep, but it's just a normal lane ward down here. So every time someone runs this bottom lane, they just TP tier 1, set the play up. If Nigma go there with multiple heroes, you can bring in reinforcements yourself. Otherwise, the Kez is just going to keep farming. If
မြင်နေရတယ်ဟိုမှာဘိန်းတို့ရက်ကွက်ကိုမြင်နေရတယ်နော်
getting at least one tier 1 tower down early, this is it. Because we're seeing BB abuse their extra map control really well right now. That's a great observer up here.
They've been setting up for a while. The initiation, though, goes a little bit awkward. He's going to come in at a big swing. Good force staff to get Sumail out of there because with the corrosive haze, this guy's done a lot of damage to him. All of his armor is gone.
ဖိုင်နန်ပေါက်လိုက်တာသူကတုံးနဲ့တုံးလိုက်ရော
Does not give Nigma Galaxy the way to get aggressive, especially with Divine Llama accidentally clipping himself a little bit there.
Fast reaction from save. They get the D word on that spot as well, so that obs almost pays off, but instead it just gets killed. And that was kind of the last vision on the map here for Nigma Galaxy. Really getting stifled in terms of where these moves can go and what they can land on.
ဒီစနက်ကောင်ကြောပြီးရှစ်သိန်းချလာတယ်စနက်ကောင်ကြောပြီးတယ် Oh my god
Extra dispel in this game.
တော့တယ်တော့
Now Tormentors on the
ရင်
map.
ခုန်နေရပြီ
Roshan
That is
going
something.
top. Both of these
How am I
objectives are
enjoying
heavily
it?
favored for BB here. You cannot afford to give
တော်မန်တာ
it all
ယူ
away.
ဖို့လိုတယ်နှစ်ဖက်လုံး
Let's see what Nigma Galaxy can do in the
နေ
next
ကမာလေးနဲ့
5
တင်း
minutes
မ
here
ကြီး
in
ကို
terms
ခေါ်
of
ပြီးတော့
either
9ယောက်
defending
လိုက်ချ
objectives or
တင်တယ်
getting
နော်
some move of their
လိုက်ချ
own
တင်ဆိုတော့
going.
တင်းမဆိုအမြဲတမ်းတကောင်နဲ့တည်တည်နေတာသူ့ကိုဖိတ်ပြီးတော့ဘေးနားမှာ3ယောက်လောက်စောင့်ပြီးကောင်းတာပြန်ထောက်ရင်လည်းထောက်မထောက်ရင်လည်း
It's still 1,000 off.
Yeah, he's been rushing
အတူတူ
in for
ဆော့
a
ကွာ
while,
သိ
but
လား
unfortunately, he's back-to-back deaths for him have kind of ruined things.
တင်းမဆိုစိတ်ကောက်တယောက်တည်း
You're just
ဒီ
not
ဘာ
gonna
ကတော့ရ
have
တော့
a
မယ်ပေါ့
frontline armor source in this game. It's not going to come from Puck. The Tiny gets a little naturally, but honestly, it's not enough. He's only sitting on 12. That armor got nerfed. It was a couple patches ago, sure.
Yeah, that's true.
တော်မန်တာဒီဘက်လောက်သွားပြီ
Free Tormentor. Nigma Galaxy, once again, it feels like when some of their early game doesn't go quite right, they settle into kind of a passive phase, which you've talked about, you know, Nigma Galaxy, I think we both agree they look best when they're very active and aggressive.
For sure. You want to see Divine Sumail getting aggressive kills on the map, looking for opportunities, and not have this much map control taken away from them so early.
ကိုပြောတာကြားသွားတယ်နေဟိုမှာ9ယောက်စမုတ်သွားတယ်ခက်တာသူတို့9ယောက်စမုတ်တဲ့အချိန်မှာ BB ကောင်တွေကအပေါ်ချမ်းရောက်ကုန်ပြီအကုန်လုံးအသေးလုံး
Then when you talk to me, he's like, yeah.
ကိုပြောရဲကွာလှုပ်တော့လှုပ်ပြီကွာတဲ့လားတင်မဆော့ကိုဖိတ်ပြီးတော့၄ကောင်တော့မှစမုတ်
That's from his perspective, you know. So if he's saying he's really aggressive, and he's already a very aggressive player, there's a lot of aggression in the squad that, honestly, BB have just shut down so far in the series. The first game was the Naga pick, which is an anti-aggression hero, an archetype. Here it's just been really solid defensive gameplay, defending the towers, dewarding a lot of obs, killing a lot of potential for moves. Even situations like this, right? This doesn't look like anything's
တင်မ
happening
ဆော့
right
ရှိ
now.
ပါက
BB are
အာမ
happy
အေး
with it.
အာမလုံးဖြစ်တယ်ရိုရှန်လှုပ်ပြီ
Because they are controlling the objective, they're about to force the objective, and the smoke move from Nigma Galaxy failed. So even though this trade-off in theory doesn't harm either team, you're not getting that potential you want right now if you're Nigma Galaxy, and that's allowing BB to commit to their game plan.
I mean, if they let BB team take this Roshan, they don't even get a tower somewhere on the map. I mean,
They're not even getting the tier 1 bottom. And this is what I'm saying. You're not getting that trade-off. You're not opening up anything for yourself right now. You're just getting caged. This feels too passive, too tentative. This is not the Nigma Galaxy we saw winning all of those games in the group stage, right?
No, not at all.
And maybe some of that is, okay, I'm not sure where to make the move or how to make it. You know, we lost
Nigma အခု Castar နေရောက်ပြောနေတာ Nigma တဲ့ Roshan ကိုလည်းပေးလိုက်ရတယ်တဲ့ Roshan ပေးရလို့အောက်က tower first tower ထွေးရလားဆိုတော့လည်းမထွေးရဘူးတဲ့ဘဲမှာဘာမှမလုပ်ရဘူးတဲ့
No, of course not.
တိုင်နေပတ်နေတယ်
You could feel the momentum.
ဟုတ်လဲဟုတ်တာပဲ
Yes.
Roshan ကိုလည်းဘာမှတော့မလုပ်နိုင်ဘူးအခြားနေရာမှာဖမ်းနိုင်လားဆိုတော့လည်းမဖမ်းနိုင်ဘူး9ယောက်စူးစူးစူးနဲ့အချိန်တွေကုန်နေတယ် tower ရလားဆိုတော့လည်းမရဘူးအဲ့လိုဖြစ်သွား ဒီ3မိနစ်လောက်မှာသူတို့ရောင်သွားတယ်
Looks like BKBs for Timbersaw and Tiny.
I don't mind that.
See where Lornoff goes from here. Kez is very stacked, and he is going to go and Aghanim Scepter 4th item. See that switch around. GPK still needs his BKB, and Miro is going to follow suit with a BKB of his own. No early heart. No. Just smaller items that ensure that they don't get run over by Nigma Galaxy, the early Lotus, Helmet Dom, that gives them a
ဘယ်ကောင်ဒီ item ထည့်တာတွေကညံကောင်းတယ်နော်ဝါချီကခါတိုင်းလိုမျိုးဟက်တွေပါမဟုတ်ဘဲနဲ့တင်မစောကြီးပါနေရောကွာဒီကောင်က BKB သွားနေ BKB မတိုင်ခင်မှာတော့ဘိန်းတို့ဘာလို့အာအောင်နောက်ဖို့အတွက် Lotus ဆော်လေးထည့်ရတယ်ဟိုညံကောင်းနော်
Trying to set up for Palroon BB team at spawns top where they were already congregated.
This is a big move for Nigma Galaxy. They don't have the tiny BKB, but they have that Shiva's Timber on the front line.
This did give them some ideas of one hero on BB team who might be a bit out of sorts here. Avalanche and Coil instantly. Toss. A lot expended there from Nigma Galaxy. They get the kill rather easily. Now maybe we can finally get, what, the safe lane tower bottom?
Yes, please get some tier 1s here. You know, this kill is super valuable if you can open up the map off it into this Aegis as well.
Well, the person
ဘာလို့လဲ
who would
ပတ်က
be
လည်း
Sameo,
ဖတ်တော့
he's
ဖတ်နေ
not
ပြီ
going
ဟို
for
မှာ
it.
ဓက္ကာပရာစမာမှာလက်ထဲမှာ2500နဲ့နော်
Yeah.
ပတ်ကလည်းသူ့နဲ့သူဟိုကတော့ဖြစ်တယ်
The power of the tier 1s this game has been
အဲ့ဒါတော့
insane.
ထွက်လာပြီ
TP back in. They're gonna
That's
hold it.
so frustrating. We'll get you to your tiny BKB. This will at least equalize the carry diff a little bit here. And you waste some of that Aegis period. This is not BB getting aggressive with the Aegis. They're just kind of chilling right now.
Came through the gate, pushed out the lane, now back through the gate, where they do have this really nice ward placed up in this top part of the map.
Right, all your cores are farming. It's not as if you're bleeding big cores in this map, in this game.
Omar spotted and got him on the stun.
Ooh. Full rip.
I will say,
Dan
Puck's
Shaw.
win rate, terrible. Panel talked about it, but I think Puck's win rate in the games that go ultra late is significantly higher. Like, this hero can still shine when it gets to 6 odds.
So what, like 30% to like 45%, or what are we talking about here?
Well, I'd say it's it goes up to at least 50.
Okay, all right.
In my heart.
In my heart. Don't actually have the numbers to back that up, but
Look, stats don't lie, Austin.
yeah.
I don't know the
Heart
stats, but they don't lie. Whatever they are, they don't lie. I believe in them.
Kiritich is gonna use this Aegis knock down to tier 2 at top lane Nigma Galaxy. Unless they have some sort of sign, some sort of vision that tells them that they should take this fight. Which we know they should, but of course it's just because they're
Oh,
too
be there,
close
yeah.
on the side of BB.
9တော့ရ
Playing very, very
အဲ
safe.
စပစ်ရတဖြည်းဖြည်းကျင်းတဲ့ကျင်းလာဒီကောင်တွေ first tower ကဒါမှမရသေးရဒီကောင်က
25 minute.
item တွေတော့မစိုးနည်းနည်းဖြည်းဖြည်းချင်းစီတက်တော့တက်လာဘာလို့ network တွေကိုကြည့်လိုက်ရင်13300ယောက်ကွာ
And they immediately vacate the
Oh.
entire area. So
ရိုင်းဟိုဟာဖြစ်နေရတော့မ
Smoke
ဟုတ်
up from BB team.
အ map control
They're
ကန
only
ည်းနည်း
up 6k though.
ဖြစ်နေ
There's
အလဲမှာ
just
first tower
flash
ယူဖို့
effort
လို့နေ
here to make use of
အဲ့
the
ဒီကောင်တွေမှာ
Aegis
သွားစရာနေရအရန်နေ
in
ကျ
a
င်း
more significant way than just
ဘင်းက
taking
အဲ့ဒါလန်း
the
နေ
tower.
အိုးမဆိုးတော့မဆိုး
And they're
ကြက်ကလေးကိုကိုက်လို့
gonna have an opportunity, that's for sure. James is gonna run
ကြက်ကလေးကို
right into
ကိုက်မလို့
Kiritich, goes after Pops,
ကြက်ကလေးကအရင်ဝင်လောက်သွားတယ်
He's going to be held by the shackles. GPK pops his BKB and goes in. Didn't really get the catch on Lornoff they were hoping for. It's just a Bane kill.
Pops BKB, pops amp damage. You think he's going to do a lot. Instead, you just kind of run into this Timber Saw, which you're not doing anything towards.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that was pretty good
To
for
me,
Nigma
BKB
Galaxy.
ne?
They lost a
For sure.
hero, man.
They're not sad about that. That's going to finish off this Aegis period. You still have your BKB up on the Tiny. You're going to get to your Timber Saws here.
မင်္ဂလာပါမင်္ဂလာ
And the
ပါ
puck is continuing to scale. Pushing out waves. Not dying on the map. That's all you want right now. I wonder if Lornoff will go for any sort of Aeon Disc build-up against some of these instant stuns, or if he's just going to try and go for the conventional, Octarine Shiva's tank build where you have so much HP you can survive through a couple stuns. Because they have so many stun interrupts for the Shaman, I think that is a viable path.
Yeah, well, they have offensive stun
I got
interrupts, and then
Shivaga
they also
down.
have
I don't want
hybrid,
to
right? It
Shivaga.
just can't be enough of a save
Aeon
for a
Disc
hero
သွားပြီး
like
တော့
Puck,
တန်းပြီးတော့
It's okay in this game, yeah.
Aeon Disc မဟုတ်ရင်တော့ BKB
He also have 2 front
အပြာ
liners,
ကြောင်း
so
လို့ပါ
I would like to see him itemize whatever he feels can be the harder scaling build and the more aggressive build when he's at the 5 or 6 slots, rather than I just want to survive. This is not a game where you want your Puck thinking I just want to survive. You want him thinking I'm going to carry this game. I'm going to put it on my back. And I also think that's how Nigma Galaxy want to play around Lornoff in general. Like, you want him to be the secret sauce as the game
မင်္ဂ
goes
လာ
on.
နိုင်တော့လားတဲ့
And
နေက
just
မ
let these 2 side laners brawl it out.
တော်တော်ဆော့อ่ะ
away from a
နိုင်တော့တော်တော်ဆော့อ่ะ
BB team ward. They drop a ward of their own. Nigma
ဒီ
Galaxy
ဘက်ကဘလို့ဖြစ်သွားနိုင်လဲဆိုတော့တင်မဆော့ကိုလုံနေတဲ့အချိန်မှာတင်မဆော့မပြတ်သွားဘဲနဲ့ဟိုသိရမလားပတ်တို့တိုင်နီတို့ကလွတ်ပြီးတော့ပြန်လုတ်ခံရတဲ့အခါမျိုးတွေဆိုရင်
Game is slowing down for
နိုင်တော့တယ်
retreat though.
အဲ့လိုမျိုးအနေထားတွေဖြစ်သွားမလားပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါကြည့်ရ
ward down here they want to use.
ဒီဘက်က carry ကိုဘိန်းက
Both sides have a
ကိုက်လိုက်
very
နိုင်
good
တာ
board that
လို့
they're
ဒါ
getting a lot
မျိုး
of
ကွက်တွေ
information.
မြင်ရမလားဒါမှမဟုတ်လဲဆလာတာကိုကိုက်လိုက်နိုင်တာ
So they
လို့
both
ပေါ့
think
နော်
there is an opportunity here.
လောတဲ့ဘက်ကအလဲမှာပြထားတယ်နော်အောက်ကကောင်တွေပြေးမရမယ်အောက်ကကောင်တွေအကုန်ပြေးဟိုဘက်ကလိုက်ပြီး
Pushing out to that lane ward, playing to it. Lotus, and there's Omar. So might be able to get the pick off on him. Omar's going to shoot himself down the cliff, go for TP out. Katomi jumps in. They do manage to hit the hex there as save. Force staff, Aether Lens.
He's pretty farmed. A lot of
ပိုစ
action
တက်
there
အီ
with
တာ
all the
လန်
support
နဲ့
here.
တခါရတော့မယ်အဲ့ရှာမန်တခါရအောင်လဲအန်နီယန်နော်ဘက်ကဘာမှ defensive မပါဘူး linking တို့ပါလို့အဲ့လိုမျိုးအခုမှမပါဘူးဖားမိသွားတယ်ရှော့ယူပဲ
Late game scenarios. You have another
Kids are
Tormentor
sure,
coming up
man.
soon as well. You have a minute for the Tormentor, 30 seconds for a potential Roche spawn. We see GH setting up down here.
A very cool play. I don't think I've ever. Have you ever seen anybody make this this burrow through the trees to get to this high ground spot? I haven't seen it.
It's a nice little spot. I don't know what he's going to do with it, but he's got a nice view.
ဒီမှာတော့တဖြည်းဖြည်းဟုတ်တော့ဟုတ်လာပြီနော် BKB ဒီကောင်တော်တော်ထွားလာပြီ
He's doing some wonders here.
လူတက်စောလောက်သာရသွားပြီဆိုရင်ရှေ့ဆုံးမှာအဲ့လိုလူတက်စောကြီးတင်ပြီးတော့ကာယလုံးပြနေလို့ရအဲ့ဒီညနေဒီဘက်ကောင်တွေကတေးမစောကိုဘယ်လုတော့မလဲနောက်ကဘိန်းတို့ဟူဝင်းတို့ဝင်လုပြီးတော့ဘတ်တယ်ကိုချမှာပေါ့ဟုတ်တယ်
They'll be setting up for
You're going to
another
let
tormentor
Ngapori
soon.
Mamuka.
Nigma Galaxy
Ay,
likely
te puedo
to
decir.
contest this.
I think if Nigma can get to the triple armor item, they're in a decent spot.
တေးမစောကြီးကိုဝိုင်းလုပြီးတော့ဘတ်တယ်
Shivas
ရှုံး
on
သွားရင်
the
တော့လည်းမ
AC
သိ
on
ဘူး
the
ပေါ့
tiny,
နော်
Yeah, it's double Shivas, but in this game, you need as much plate mail buildup as you get. I think at that point, you're negating a lot of the Slardar's impact, and if you can find the Kez, the fight's just over. There's a lot of pressure on Kiritich not to get exposed early on in the engagement. Centaur's not going to pick up the damage slack yet. The Slardar isn't going to do it.
That was a fake TP. Divine Llama, I think, TP'd in range of the creep wave as like the vision was lost. The unfortunate part for them is that there was still a lane ward, so he canceled his TP, went to the smoke. It was a very cool idea, just unfortunately it doesn't deceive BB team at all.
They're very grouped, very ready.
Nigma Galaxy may own this part of the map, but BB team are now playing to maybe an early Roshan spawn instead of that Tormentor.
It still has to be through the Kez. The Slardar is not punching above his weight right now into all the plate mail buildup. There's a Pavis as well. There's a Ghost Scepter. There's a lot of physical mitigation on the field compared to some of the earlier engagements. So it has to be the Kez getting in there and dealing the big damage. If he gets gripped, if he gets bushwhacked into Avatos or something, these fights can easily go Nigma Galaxy's way right now. And you'd love to get in here and get this next Roshan. Another minute for the spawn. Tormentor is available, but no one's eyeing that up right now.
If you love the armor timing from Nigma Galaxy, are you willing to give up this Roshan? For it, right? Because you're gonna have to take this fight without the AC, which is close from Sumail, but not close enough.
I think you are willing to.
Okay.
But that is a bird's eye perspective, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
feel in the game is likely a little different. They could feel that this Aegis counts a lot for what BB want to do in terms of when they want to try and end the game. However, I think from our perspective, getting this AC on
Okay, now
Sumail's a
turn
huge
Lucian
deal
to
here. You just completed the shields on the
Napalo.
puck. Like you're almost there.
Watching
You're
now
almost
what
at that
takes
point
on
where
it. Hold
all
on.
of your cores are going to be able to displace a lot of this
Carry
physical
that
damage, and you're going to have a lot more room to
on,
work with in the fight.
Carry that
That's just
300
what you
လောက်လာ
want.
များ
Room and time against
Okay.
Kez. If he can't go in and burst targets down as BKB runs out, he pops an early Raptor dance.
စမုတ်3 week creed ကိုစပိန်နဲ့3တော့စမုတ်3လည်းမသိတာဘူးလားအသိတာတာပေါ့
You can control.
ဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့ဒါအဲ့အချိန်အဲ့ဒီနေရာကိုကြည့်နေတဲ့လူရှိမှလေ ကြည့်နေတဲ့လူမရှိဘူးဆိုရင်မသိဘူးလေ
That with a little bit more delay, Sumail's actually going to get this AC. I really thought there was going to be some sort of clash over this Rosh sooner, especially since very often as Roshan is about to spawn, we see teams smoke up, try and wrap on each other, try and get some sort of initiation. But
dare I say it, stars aligning right now.
Maybe they are, maybe they are.
The perfect item timing to combat this objective.
How does this change the fights for BBT then?
Look for supports a lot more.
Okay.
You want to take the control out of the engagement so that you have more time to play with this Kez, more time to run around with your Stampede and your Slardar.
Do you think that means the win condition for Nigma Galaxy in this fight is easier? Because they like going on supports would be good, but also
I need
going
a
on
about that.
the
I'm
Kez and killing him first would also
I'm
be
allowed
right?
Assuming there's no save, and that's a big, like, he can get Tombstone.
Right.
He can get Stampeded. There's some saves in this lineup.
They're going to jump Sumail. He gets 4 staff away, Harpoon away.
Hey,
They're
hey.
the Bushwhack onto the Kez. Are they going to turn for him? Not quite so much. Lornoff and Device
Come on, show
already
Avi.
get the back line a little bit. These heroes are getting low. Device, he sees an opportunity here. Kiriti has to use BKB. Fight responds with a BKB of his own. A fair trade
Oh,
off to man.
oh no, ma, badu mi wa, bhai mi wa la.
Follow up with the crush as well. Very nice, but a BKB from Sumail stops some of this aggression from BB team. GH. A little bit of a reset now from Nigma Galaxy. It's BB team to
ဖြစ်
control
တော့ဖြစ်
the
နိုင်
river
တယ်
in the
နော်
pit, but
တင်ပါကြီးအရှိမအဲ့လိုကြီးတွေလုံ
Roshan
နေတာ
just
ဖြစ်တော့
25
ဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်
They used the save buyback against the GH buyback. Very even exchange overall. Both teams popped all of their BKBs there as well. That shows you how tanky a lot of the heroes are in this game. That Timbersaw is doing a lot of damage when he goes in there. That chakra was perfectly placed right on that little stairway that you're trying to get back through. Like, look at these two cores trying to run through it. It's miserable. Devai, he chunks Kiritich down, and the second the Kez is out of the fight, it's not looking too bad for Nigma, but some big stuns land for BB.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Miro seeing this opening, it would have been kind of a clear Nigma victory. Not a large one, but a small one. But instead, we kind of even up on this even space. And, well, pretty even net worth as well. It was a very early 6,000 net worth lead from BB team, but it is stagnated ever since. We're still sitting at that marker. And now, Nigma Galaxy have Roshan on their side of the pit. More buybacks to play off of with this outpost.
Might get a free pick off here, too.
Katomi, they run into him off
Yo.
the smoke. Kill like that. But he does have the extra life with the Ceaseless Sturge.
I don't think you can
We
get
can be
in
out,
here and
isn't
fight this, though. And this could be a really bad loss for a Slardar Kez lineup that needs these Aegises to kind of power through all the HP here.
ဒီရိုရှန်ရဝိုင်းအချိန်တော်တော်ကောင်းသွားပြီကွာနောက်7 ကဘာမှမဟုတ်တော့
And checking for Power Rune. Just give them that extra edge. Meanwhile, GPK, he pushed it in top lane. But we gotta get here fast.
BKB မရှိဘူးလား
Mentor, not the easiest
ဟော
jump,
ရှိတယ်
that's for
BKB
sure.
ရှိတယ်
Sumail
တိုက်ပြီ
It's nullified. Fiend's Grip does go out onto GPK, but there's the Tombstone save. Beautiful stuff. And Miro jumps to the back line.
အာရောလဲမမဓာတ်တိုင်းမိသွားပြီ
BKB TP away from Sumail. Got out.
အိုးရောနားလိုက်တာကွာ
Inside the fountain is the damage over time to the Kazurai Katana. Finish them off, and now Divide, desperate TP away. It works because of a nice bushwhack from Omar. He bails them out. Still a lost fight for Nigma Galaxy, though, as BB team firm control over
တိုင်
the
နေက
pit.
ဘာလို့အဲ့လောက်တော့နာကွာဒီတော့
You can't commit on Centaur.
လဲမဓာတ်တိုင်းပြခံလိုက်ရတယ်ရွှတ်ရွှတ်ရွှတ်ရွှတ်ရွှတ်ဆိုတွေးတွေကဘလို့မှမသိဘူးရောကွာဘုကောင်ဓာတ်တိုင်းအဲ့လောက်ကျန်းလာ
Deep jumps with the Slardar.
ဒါကလည်း Omni Slash တက်ကျန်းနေအောင်ကြီး
You can't reform around that kill. And all of a
ရို
sudden,
ရှန်ရအချိန်ကြီးကောင်းပါပြီဆိုမှရိုရှန်လည်းမရပါဘူး
this
လေ
is
ဒီ
a
မှာ
4,000 HP
အဲ့မှာရှိုးလိုက်
Centaur with
ပြီးတော့
armor, with
အာမ
damage.
ရှော့ပြီးဓာတ်တိုင်းရိုက်လိုက်တာပတ်ပတ်ပတ်ပတ်ပတ်ဆိုအာမ
No, not at all.
Almost bailed the
ဝမ်း
situation.
ပဲရှိတော့တယ်ရှော့ခါကိုစောစောတွေးလိုက်တယ်ဒီကောင်မှာအာမ30ကျော်အပေါင်းရှိတယ်ကွာ
Team fight I've ever seen, and you do get out because the bash
အဲ့သူ့ကိုကြည့်လိုက်တယ်အာမ1ပဲပေါင်းတယ်
have it in him.
ဘယ်လောက်တော့ရှော့ခံထားရလဲဆိုဓာတ်ဆူရယ်စလာတာလည်းပဲစစ်ရယ်နှစ်ခု
Stops
Don't
that
try
final
that.
hit, which would have been the
အာမ
bash.
Now
1
he has an Ags on Centaur. This Centaur's top network. Like, you gotta respect what Miro's bringing to the table here. Now he has an Ag save for somebody else in the fight. This is where the lineup becomes really toxic to play against because who do you go on? You can't go on this guy. If you go with someone else, they can potentially
Yeah,
get
down it.
they can potentially get
And I watch
tombstones
it, yeah,
saved
down.
with the grip.
Right.
ပြာကြောင်း
It's just
အ
not
ပြာ
easy
ကြောင်း
target to jump in this lineup. And
ကဲလို့ရ
you're
ပါပြီ
kind of dancing around in a fight where at some point Save can just go in and lock somebody down with Hex. There's a reason Hex is a staple in the history of this game.
There is still the advantage of repositioning with Tiny Tossback, right?
Maybe you look for that more.
Saves less
Divine,
effective
Divine.
against that.
ဒီပိုင်းလာမှာ
Divine Llamas can certainly still play a bit of front line. Kez
Nice damage.
getting burned out of a lot of his health here. Sumail actually jumps in,
Oh.
sees the opportunity,
Didn't
did
get
finish
it.
off Katoni. Now the heals come through, and the Timbersaw needs some help. They went for a Nightmare save. Really nice.
Nightmare save ပြီးအောင်ဒီဘက်ကလည်း
And Divine even wants to go back in and take away this Aegis, land the Chakram, but there's the Tombstone save. So the saves from both
ဒီဘက်ကလည်း
supports.
Tombstone နဲ့ဆေးတယ် Soul Rip သွေးဖြည့်တယ်
That results in
ဟိုဘက်ကလည်း
no
Nightmare
kills.
ဆေးတယ်တကောင်းမှမသိပါဘူး
There's a big question.
yeah.
Can
I like-
maybe scale the damage farther here? Because I don't want to say they have damage issues, but they have the start of damage issues, is what it feels like. And you're kind of peaking here.
ကျောင်းရင်ထွက်ရ
in terms
မှာ
of
လား
what
ထွက်ရ
your
မှာ
DPS looks
ကျောင်း
like.
ရင်
That's one of the issues with the
lower
mid-starters.
bracket မရှိဘူး
It's hard for him to
no lower
up his
bracket
own damage considerably. Like you can kind of get some of these later items. You get tankier. You get a little more annoying in the fight. You
အဲ့
can
သူ
get
တို့
the lower
group stage
crush
က
rate and all
ဗာ
that.
လဲ
And it starts to pick up a little bit as we go later and later
ဟို
here.
group stage တော့ဖြစ်တယ်ဘယ်လိုခေါ်မလဲ format ကဟိုလိုမျိုး survival အဆင့်တွေပါထည့်တာလေ
That'll help for sure. But then I think you're still playing a lot.
group
around this
ကနေ
catch.
ပြီးတော့အဲ့လို
I'm just worried if this Kez
Nit
ever somehow
only.
dies.
နောက်ဆုံးအသင်းကပြုတ်အဲ့နှစ်3-4က
Heritage
Survival
only had
saw.
one death in game one.
Oh,
He
you look
has
hard.
2 in this second game. The
Ooh.
B team start mounting a response to this pressure in the bottom right part of the map. Save doesn't get jumped. They have some vision to work around. Nigma Galaxy forming a similar setup here. With Divine Llama on the front line, hits
Really?
him with the Shivas.
အေးနှကောင်ချိတ်
Looks
မိ
like
နေ
that's beautiful, and he can only save one of them here as long as Divine doesn't die. Once again, the Nightmare save. Oh, they got the bash on him.
အော်ရော
and he's
ပြတ်
not
တယ်
able to
ရော
get
မ
the
ရ
Timber
ဘူး
chain away.
ဘလောက်မှမအောင်ဖြတ်နိုင်
Still
တ
have
ယ်
Aegis here for 2 minutes, so this is not a fight you want to overcommit to. If you're
တကာဒီပါပါလာလို့
Nigma
လားမသိ
Galaxy,
ဘူးမ
losses and get
သွေး
the
ရီ
hell
ချန်
out.
နေမတက်တော့
Overwhelming damage when you can put every core
Yeah.
on top of one target.
It worked out the first time in the mid lane, but it does seem like Divine Llama
Too isolated there.
underestimating the damage.
သူ့ကိုသူ
there
တေးမယ်လို့တော့
for
မထင်တော့ဘူးသိလား
BBT,
အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ရှီဝါဂိတ်ခွဲပြီး
especially
ရှေ့ဆုံးမှာ
the
ဝင်
save
သွား
isn't guaranteed, right? It's just
နောက်ကနေ bush ခွက်ဘာညာ
right
စပူပြီးလဲ
there. It
နောက်ဆုံး
creates
ပြတ်သွားတယ်
a
ဝိုင်းဖြတ်
for you to get the timber chain out, but
လောက်တော့မ
there's
လောက်ဘူးဖြစ်သွား
these bashes. Kez can stop
sure.
you.
There's a lot of
Stop
disable,
you.
a lot of chain stun potential if you can isolate a target. The old fish cart does it again.
တက်ပြီး
An early banner drop.
ဒီမှာဆို second
They're
လေးတယ်
not going to waste any time. 40 seconds on the timber saw. They say that's good enough to hit this tier 3.
And they have triple pendulum on the side of BB team. All 3 cores going pendulum, just delaying the
Get the
first
stop, but
damage.
Sumail needs some help here. Can they
Sumail
get him out? He
BKB.
turns around with the
Oh.
BKB,
Late
managed to
card.
kill the Kez, and he can go and get the heals where the Kazurai Katana ticks away at him. That's going to be the loss of the Aegis, but a tier 3 down, and maybe still a barracks to go. 12 seconds left till the Timber Saw is back up.
There's a tombstone save available.
Yeah, with
No
no
card.
foil, it makes quite a big difference. BB team, a lot easier for them to get out when the time is right. They'll leave the wards to finish off that.
I got
melee
it,
phase.
yeah,
The
I
first
got
building
it.
down of game 2.
Very nice siege from them, giving up very few openings to
လိုက်
get
ချ
that
မလားမ
toss
သိ
back.
အဲ့လိုက်ချလို့မရ
that
ဘူး
you're
ပေါ့
looking for.
သူ့င်းမှာ BKB
So
မရှိဘူး
scary in this high
ဒီ
ground.
ဘက်က
push.
carry က BKB ရှိတယ်လိုက်ချလို့ကလည်းမရဘူးမကာတလန်းကလည်းပေးလိုက်ရ
I think we might have to start
Hello.
looking for some of those
ဘိန်းကောင်းကောင်း
tosses
ကိုက်လို့မရလို့
more
ဘိ
than
န်းကော
you
င်းကောင်း
want
ကိုက်
to
လို့ရ
have
ရင်
to this early on. Just
Just
too
go
much,
kite challenge.
too much chain
Anya.
save, too much survivability right now.
Will be some pretty big damage upgrades. Nigma Galaxy trying to finish up a Daedalus. Octarine almost done for the puck.
He's getting there.
Those 2 cores will get something. But of course, BB team now with a 15,000 net worth lead. They are similarly getting big items. Daedalus for the Kez. That's going to amp things up quite a lot.
Oh yeah.
And Miro is going to be untouchable if he gets more armor. Which he's trying to complete a Shiva's on top of the Lotus.
Dyer's bottom barracks are under attack.
ဒီမှာဒီဝဲရှောင်းရင်ဘယ်ရောက်မှာလဲဒီဝဲရှောင်းရင်အိမ်ရောက်မှာအိမ်အိမ်
Fully 6 slotted outside of
ရှောင်းရင်ထွက်ရမှာလိုဝမရှိပါဘူး
even
လို့
higher DPS here.
ဟာဒဲဒဲလက်ဆိုတာပါလာပြီ
This-
ကြောက်
with
ပြီ
this
လို့
build up, you have a lot of HP to work
ဒီ
with.
တိုင်းချတယ်
Which is
သေးပါ
nice
လေ
for
ကွာ
your saves,
ဒဲဒဲလက်နဲ့
getting
ပါ
in
ချ
there
တော့
before
မ
you
လား
burst it on top of the
Ano ba,
pendulum,
chop
give it a
light?
little more time. This is a tough target to bring down.
Ah,
I
look,
like how
ba.
BB have itemized here and kind of played around this idea.
ကိုလည်းထင်တာတဲ့တင်မစောကြီးဒီအဲ့လိုရှီဘာကတ်တွေလူတက်စောတွေအဲ့လိုမျိုးအာမာတွေများလာလို့ရှိရင်တော့ဒါရှေ့မှာဖန်နိုင်မယ်တည်ရမလားပတ်တို့ဘိန်းတို့လုံးခွင့်ရလာမယ်အဲ့လိုထင်ထားတာမဟုတ်ဘူးကွာပြက်တယ်
a little loosely like we're just going to starter and see what's happening and if Kirchich likes that
ဟုတ်တယ်နော်အန်တိုင်းဒီကအန်တိုင်းဖောင်နဲ့ကတ်နေလို့လားမသိ
if he doesn't like it
တကယ်ဘတ်တရီမှာအန်တိုင်းတော့ကတ်တာသိမတွေ့ရဘူးလေကင်းရောက်လာတဲ့အချိန်မှာအဲ့ပလာတာအာမာရှော့တာနဲ့ကတ်ခုတ်တာအဲ့နှစ်ခုတည်းနဲ့ပြက်
still got off the cart, put the Kez inside of it, and drives them away. The BKB was used by GPK.
ဟုတ်တော့ဟုတ်သေးတယ်
A fishing
အဲ့
expedition.
ချလို့ရ drink ဝင်ရှိတယ်နော်ဖမ်းပါလားဖမ်းကွာအရန်ဝေးသွားပြီ
But
ပလာတာမှာ BKB မရှိတော့ဘူးဟိုချ
still
ပါ
looking for the
ချ
Daedalus.
ရင်ချလို့ရနော်ဒီကဘိန်းကြိုက်တာတွေရောအကုန်ရှိသေးတယ်
Will be a big damage upgrade on that front line.
it's a shame for Nigma Galaxy that they don't have better things to follow up that avalanche. Right, it's like the only AoE disabled that they really have that works with that is going to be the bushwhack. But then also at the same time, Timbersaw, when he goes in, he's going to be cutting down all these trees.
It's not
so
easy.
it's kind of awkward.
Ideally, you lead a fight with a multi-hero bushwhack. I mean, that kind of goes without saying.
It would be,
But then at least the combo chain is a lot easier to execute here.
ဘက်ကဘာမှ perform မထွက်ဘူးပဲဘက်ကမဝင်ရဲဘူးဖြစ်နေဟုတ်သူမဝင်ရဲတာလဲမပြောနဲ့လေဒီဘက်ရှာမန်ကြီးထောက်နေသူရုပ်တဲ့အလဲမှာဝင်ဖင်ရားပြီးဆိုင်းလိုက်နေပါလေလုံမယ်ပြန်ထွက်လာမယ်အဲ့ကွက်သွားလုံးလို့မရဘူးအားချက်မိသွားတယ်ရှောမှာအဲ့ဒါဒီလိုဖြစ်မှာပဲလိုင်းယွန်းတို့ရှာမန်တို့ပါတဲ့ဂိမ်းမှာပတ်ကအမြဲတမ်းအဲ့လိုဆော့ရခက်တယ်တော့အေးဆေးဖြစ်ချင်လင်းကင်းတို့ BKB တို့အဲ့လိုသွားရတယ်မသွားရင်မလွယ်ဘူး
Kez inside the cart actually tossed together away from Samael because Samael, he needs the distance right now. All he's got is a harpoon to work with. Trying to get away from these heroes. Oh, he's getting jumped. Nullfire placed onto him. He can't get away. He has to try and fight. It's his only option, but these heroes are just too damn tanky. Samael's eventually going to go down. It's up to the others. Galaxy. Devi's already cut down the Shadow Shaman. Now looking back to Katomi. Two supports down. Devi getting a little stuck right now, though. That's no good. Now he's got two cores on top of him. They burst him down. Nice and easy. It doesn't matter how much reaction you have against so much.
အာမရှော့ပြီးလိုက်ခုတ်တယ်ကွာ
The second the Kez gets loaded in that cart, it looks rough because you're tiny committed on that front line.
တက်ဆောင်ကိုင်းနေဝိုင်းနော်
There's no way you can kite that fight in the long run. And Samael kind of just walked into it. I don't know if he was thinking he's just going to take that tier 1 and blink out, or they weren't there, but he gets caught in a moment that he probably regrets giving him that opening.
And it's so close to some levels that I
Where
think do change things. Right, level 25 on Puck. That helps with this Octarine, you being
ဒီချိန်မှာဘိုင်ဘက်လုံးလိုက်လို့ရှိရင်လည်းအနေကြီးပဲကွာဒီဘက်ထွက်ပြေးသွားမှာဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရဘူးတခုတော့ရှိတယ် drink wine ရှိသေးတယ်ကွာ drink wine မိပြီးတော့ဘိုင်ဘက်အေးမမိသွားပြီသုံးအောင်ဘိုင်ဘက်လုံးမှာလားမလုံးဘူးလားဟာရအဲ့ဆိုရင်ဘာကြီးတော့ပေးရပြီလေ free
Gonna be 2 lanes of barracks, easy for BB team. Nigma Galaxy
ပြန်ဆုပ်ပြီပေါ့ဟိုကောင်တွေက
on their last hope here.
နောက်ဆုံးဘက်ကတလိန်လွယ်တော့နောက်ထပ် AJ ဘတ်တွေကလည်းလာတော့မှာ
Everybody's such a difficult target in this game.
Saint, you're gonna run out of damage.
Yep, that's how it goes. Great bushwhack here. You disjoint this a little bit and you toss that lawn.
ဒီကောင်တွေကဟုတ်တယ်နော်ဝါချီက
deal with that thing. I don't want
ကတ်စ်ကိုလဲပေါ်တင်တယ်ပြီးရင်အဲ့လဲပေါ်ကနေပြီးတော့ level 6တွေပိုင်းနေဟိုကောင် free တွေပိုင်းနေဟော
for buyback, but you're taking the fight in a place where even if you buy back, I don't think you can get here fast enough to make a difference.
Also, it seems like they have damage issues right now, so can you really afford not to buy out this Daedalus?
That's a big question mark on this fight. Like you do get to clean up some of the backline here with the mobility. That part looks good, but again, it takes so damn long. It's still sitting on 4,700 gold.
သူမေးက tiny carry ကိုင်တိုင်းနိုင်တာရှားတယ်ထင်တယ်ဒီဘွဲက tiny မေးပြီး carry တကောင်ထည့်ရမှာအညာစုမေးအတွက်တခုခုတထုထု
I mean, he is so very close to it.
အဲ့ဒါ blade တို့ပါအဲလေ
But if you get that damage item, and
အဲ့ဒါ blade တို့ပါဆိုစန်တာပါညာလဲမဲ့
picks up another
ကွက်လေး
extra life.
ရတော့တယ်ကဲဒါ final fight ဖြစ်သွားတော့တယ် Roshan free တော့ပေးလို့မရဘူးလားမကနလန်းလဲ
This is the Roshan.
Salada had
really just want to force it anymore. If you're BB, you're looking for the fight.
brother ဒီမှာကြောက်နေတယ်
You're trying to get Nigma Galaxy to bite the bait and come in a little bit so you can get some nice angle. They're going to smoke and look.
အခုချိန်မှာထည့်စရာလည်းမရှိတော့ပါဘူး
Big flank. There is a high ground defensive ward from Nigma. They have two.
အဲ့တော့ Salada level 26ဆိုတော့ Lotus Sword တွေ BKB တွေက
Try and get a
သူ့ level 6 effect ကိုဖြတ်လို့မရတော့
outpost could work out well for you.
အာမ short effect ကို dispel လို့မရတော့ဘူးပိုဆိုးသွားတာအဲ့
Away
မှာ
from the secret shop high ground cliff area.
အိုးအိုးအိုးအိုးနောက်ကဒါပေမဲ့သူများဖေးရှင်ကြီးနော်အဲ့ဒါသူများဖေးရှင်ပလိန်ရင်ဝင်လုံးတာတယောက်သူများဖေးရှင်အောက်မှာဆိုင်လဲပါလေရတာပဲလား Oh my god ထုတ်ထားလိုက်ပြီသွားပြီဗောစူမင်း BK မပွင့်သွားဘူးဟေးဘိုင်ဘက်တော့ထွက်လာတယ်သူများဖေးရှင်အောက်မှာအရောင်ဒီကောင်တွေလုံးချင်တဲ့နေလုံးနေပါလား တိုက်ထားတယ်အစူမင်းကဒိုင်းပဲပြီအိုးအိုးနောက်ဆုံးပတ်တယ်ပဲဒါ
They're just too big, too bad, too tanky, too much to handle for Nigma Galaxy. And they will win out this fight and win out this device their last hope.
Rampage.
Rampage. The damage from this Kez is out of control. The second he gets loaded in the cart, there's just like nothing you could do. You just run him out of the coil. There's no control that can go onto the Kez. The Bane died very early on. He is just swinging this katana over everybody at almost 12,000 damage.
And one of the melee heroes that looks really good with the card because if they get the save and he gets off the Raptor Dance, it's a full heal for him, and they can drag that Raptor Dance right over Nigma Galaxy.
ဒီကောင်တွေ final ရောက်ပြီတေးကြတယ်ရှေ့မှာစောင့်နေတာ VG က
Like they are looking better and better every series
မကောင်းတော့မကောင်းဒါပေမဲ့ဘလူးဒီအဆင့်ရောက်လာလဲတော့ကိုလည်းကိုမျက်လုံးကိုမယုံဒီနေ့ VG ကဖယ်ကွန်တူးသီးရိုက်သွားတယ်အဲ့ကောင်တွေကိုမကောင်းလို့ထင်နေတော့မယ်ကွာဘာလို့လဲမသိအဲ့ BB နဲ့ VG နဲ့တွေ့မယ်ဆိုရင် BB ပဲနိုင်ဖို့များ
when you do we haven't seen this team really lose lanes. They're a very difficult team to beat on lane, so you can't really run them over. Okay, well then we have to out team fight them. Yeah, but then it's like we saw here, it's not an easy team to out team fight. They're very mechanically skilled. They have good angles on those smokes. They understand how to play around the objectives, not force it too much, kind of bait enemies in. Take the fight. I mean, that's a fight into outpost, into enemy vision.
ဒီဘက်က BB တက်လာမယ်ဒီဘက်ကတော့ဘယ်သူတက်လာမယ်မသိရန်ဒတ်ကလည်းကောင်းနေတာ PV ကလည်း
They are in form right now. They're going to be a tough team.
ဒီဘက်ပွဲဆောင်ရင်မိုက်ဘယ်အသင်းတက်မလဲမသိဒီဘက်ကတော့ BB တက်ဖို့များ
And they're looking very, very good, and with a very definitive.
Record ကတော့ဒါပဲကြံတော့တယ်ဗောနော် Top 4
This is really the only misstep I
ဒီကမှာတော့ Top 8 မှာတွေပြုတ်ပါပြီ
whole series. I feel like it was
Top
very
8
disciplined play. That
Top
was
8 မှာ
just
ပြော
the
ဒေါ်လာ
one go.
9000
This was one of the worst looks for Nigma Galaxy trying to go on this Lord Orange.
ဒီလေးသိမ်းမဲ့ကြံပါတော့လေ
Very close to
နေ
getting
ထား
a
တော့
kill, but not good enough. And even if you did, you end up losing 3-4. I had to go back to, you had this Timber Saw who was so strong. Divide Llama secured an advantage, but it didn't.
ဒီကမှာပြောတာအဲ့ဒါပဲ American ရှိတော့နောက်ပိုင်းခါတော့မရှိတော့
Timber Saw that well in this early to mid game.
I felt like you couldn't stand on the front line. Like either the fight is being split and they're both
ကိုလည်းတော်တော်မျိုးလုံးပြူသွားတယ် Just ခုတ်တဲ့
or it's not just him
damage နဲ့ဒီ Salada armor ရှော့တာနဲ့အဲ့လို Lotus Sword လူကောင်တွေရှီဘာကတ်တွေထည့်ထားတယ်အစောတွေထည့်ထားတယ်မရဘူးမခံနိုင်ဘူးအဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေအမှန်တကယ်ဆိုခံနိုင်ပြီးတော့ကျုံလို့ရနေရမှာကွာတင်းမားတို့ပါလို့ဆိုတာဒါတော်တော်မာတယ်တဲ့ပါတယ်ဒီလောက် item ရောက်သွားပြီဆိုရင်အဲ့ဒါလည်းပြုတ်ခဏလေးပဲခုတ်သွားတွေ့ရခဏလေးပဲအုံးချက်လာတွေ့တော့တွေ့တော့ကြော်
Thank you so much, Cap and SVG.
Okay.
I am here with the GP.
ဒီကမှာတော့အိမ်ပြန်သွားပြီဖြစ်ပါတယ်အားလုံးပဲ Good night ပါ Bye bye.
Congratulations, sir.
See you.
Heck of a match. You got to be feeling pretty good right now, am I right?
I speak on Russian.
Yeah, sir. Fine, please.
Да все отлично, чувствую себя хорошо. Фокон вылетели, так что думаю, надеюсь, что мы хорошо пойдем по сетке.
Yes, all marvelous, all good. The health are off, and I believe that we will continue moving forward with the grid.
All right, fantastic. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Lina. I mean, we saw this today. It's like deja vu. Game one, big Lina plays from